be scared.
I'm going to hit record.
As long as your computer doesn't blue
My
screen.
back's into it, or that.
All right, sending out the tweet. Everybody knows what to do.
Stare at it. Ignore it.
Okay.
Probably retweet it.
There you go. Oh boy, it's a shame Maynard won't be listening this week.
I know. He got blocked.
Yeah, we've blocked Maynard from listening to our show.
Oh,
Fuck him. Fuck him and his album cover. Alright, where's this tweet? Why is nothing loading? Can't even get off my Wi-Fi.
The beginning of our live stream would be so boring if somebody was actually watching it.
Hello, nobody.
Like they hit live and then they all just tweet for the first 5 minutes.
All right. Gotta put some hashtags in there,
Oh, you're right. I did not put any whatsoever.
God, you don't know how to market.
Now nobody's gonna watch.
Yeah. Damn. What if we just got like one random big person to retweet us? What do you think? Our lives would change forever.
Who, if you could, let's talk about that on the show. If you could pick one person on Twitter to retweet this show's tweets, who would it be?
Oh, I got an answer already.
All right, good. I don't. I'll come up with one.
Are you writing this on the format sheet right now?
Yeah, where's the outline, Smoothie?
Come on, we need it. It's all question marks.
All right, we got the new Tool album. Of course, we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about Ash versus Evil Dead. And
we're still talking about Vero?
Yeah, we can talk about Vero, yeah.
Yeah.
Not much to talk about anymore, but yeah.
Hang on, get more water. Right back.
All right. And was there anything else that we wanted to talk about?
Did anyone see Black Panther?
I saw parts of it. I fell asleep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you fell asleep. Oh, never mind then.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Falling asleep. I love it.
I mean, if other people have seen it and you want to talk about it, you go right ahead.
I have not seen it. I just watched Justice League today. We can talk about that. Or Pitch Perfect 3, because I watched that as well.
Oh, I've seen Justice League.
I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, I thought.
Me and my kid watched Clerks today. His first time watching it.
What did he think? Did he?
He thought it was fucking hysterical. He cracked up the whole entire movie. It was kind of awkward watching parts of that movie with my kid, but it was really funny. In a row? That's my favorite line in the movie is "in a row," and Tyler laughed so hard at that part. So I was happy he thought it was as funny as I did. So now he's like all in Kevin Smith. He's like, all right, so I'm watching Mallrats next, and that's how he always is. He'll have them all watched like by tomorrow.
Good for him. Good for him.
That kid can binge watch some shit like no other.
We could talk about Kevin Smith not dying.
Yeah. Good call. What happened with Scott? Scott like ripped off the headphones as if like something major happened.
Now he's muting himself. Probably got a call.
Yeah.
He's getting in trouble as we speak.
It might be. Kind of does look like he's getting in trouble, don't it? Or he got bad news. Maybe he might have got bad news. So I don't want to like talk shit about him if something's going wrong.
Well, no, he has a.
Oh, whoa. What just happened there?
Get a room.
The Wi-Fi into her phone. That was it.
What happened?
Connected the Wi-Fi to her phone.
Oh,
Then
That was it.
Okay if we talked a little shit on you then. We
No.
weren't sure if you got banned.
No, it's not okay. Not okay at all. How could you?
watch now with hashtags.
Fucking right.
I was bummed the other week. One, because Scott, you did a phenomenal job of running the show yourself, and then we did
Yeah,
That I did.
Hold on, save this for when we start the show. This is a conversation we have to have on air.
Maybe Aaron will be watching.
Nah, I think he's asleep. He
Bastard.
hasn't responded to me.
All right, come on, Taggart, let's go.
You going to make the water?
He had to go out back and get it up from the well.
How'd you know?
I know shit. Fireball is sweating.
Yeah,
I had to put my kid to bed,
Gotcha.
and then I forgot my damn water. Hang on.
Oh my god, you forgot the fucking water.
All right.
Back to the well. Oh man. So we've actually got multiple things to talk about if you think about it. That's more than we normally do, I think.
Yeah, homie.
Let me go ahead and crack my beer now.
Well, finally cracked the natty daddy.
Oh, fucking squeaky ass fucking chair.
Damn you. Put some WD-40 on that motherfucker. Or pee on it. That might help.
That's what I'll do. I'll just pee on it.
KY
Right.
on it.
There you go. Lube that bitch up.
All right, let's start this motherfucker.
All right. 5 seconds.
Hold on. Let me hit record here.
Oh, yes. Have you hit record?
I have hit record.
All right. I'm counting us down. Yeah. Hey, welcome to yet another episode after how many weeks? Who knows? 4. It feels like it's been like a whole month since we actually did this. But welcome to the Unknown Podcast, episode 4.5. I guess 5 if you want to be technical, according to the YouTubes. But tonight I am joined again by Brandon,
What's up?
Mr. Brian Smoothington Man.
How's it going?
And of course, we have another Brian, Mr. Taggart himself.
Howdy.
Say hello. There you go. Or howdy. That works too, because this is a Howdy production.
Haha.
Howdy Inc.
See what I did there?
Inc.
Yeah, we see what you did there.
All right. So,
All right, so can we start off by telling the people what the hell happened with the last episode?
What?
what happened is Smoothie and I were going to be a 2-man show, and then it turned into a 1-man show very quickly. As soon as I counted down and introduced us.
Basically, I mean, it was almost within like 30 seconds.
It was going to be a 3-man show.
Yeah.
And then it was a 2-man show within
Yeah.
like an hour before that.
Yeah. So I wasn't able to do the show. So then we were talking about it and we're like, all right, well, then the 2 of them can do it or get a special guest. So we decided to get a special guest. So Scott was going to get his brother Aaron to do it, which I thought was going to be awesome. Like I was really looking forward to listening to this episode. But
Yeah,
then-
he's
it all went
old
to
now.
shit.
What do you want?
yeah.
I was looking forward to listening to it too, and just didn't happen.
So he fell asleep and was not available during recording time then, right?
No, not. I don't know. He never texted me. Until the next morning.
When was the last time you had heard from him? Like before?
Probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours before that, saying that I think I'm going to fall asleep.
Okay. So at least you kind of had an idea at that point.
That's why I was like, yeah, he's asleep.
Gotcha.
He's like, I don't know how long I can stay awake, and apparently it wasn't that long.
So then you decided 2-man show.
Yeah, that was like a last minute thing.
Yeah.
And then we, like Scott said, he counted it down, and we started getting into some nothing. And
Yeah, we didn't even get into anything.
No, it didn't make it that far at all.
And then I had frantic yelling for my wife because our nephew who was staying with us was upstairs throwing up all over the place and ended up later on going to the emergency room. And when we got that bit of information, we just decided to call it.
Yeah, that's a good time to call it.
Yeah. I wasn't. I was treading water for 4 minutes while you were up there, and it was
talking about Smoothie is upstairs feeding his children. What his dialogue was for 4 minutes.
It was like, me trying to get people to plug the show and then immediately diving into Smoothie just abusing kids.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, so we'll have to release that.
Yeah, we still plan on releasing it.
That's episode 4.
That's episode 4. But Smoothie said he's had a lot going on, so we just haven't got the file up on the thing yet. But that will officially be episode 4. I mean, it was literally like 5 minutes long, right?
Yeah, I don't even. Did it crest 5 minutes? The video? No, I even think the video didn't.
No, okay.
Oh, the video didn't.
No,
it was right around in there.
It was just a few minutes of me treading, just yammering. It was pretty fun, and except for I didn't think I could do it a whole lot longer. I was like, "Please hurry up!"
Yeah, I give it to you for doing it as long as you did. I can solo podcast. That's I couldn't do that. No way.
No.
It was impressive when I went back and watched it. Later on.
And what was your reaction to 3 minutes of Scott saying that you were up there feeding your children?
I didn't quite say it that horribly.
Okay.
But
it was good. It was close enough.
I mean, that's what he said.
I was up there laying something like that with the belt. Yeah. I believe you mentioned the belt.
I don't remember. I didn't really listen to this one. Didn't find it necessary.
I watched it the next morning, Sunday morning. I turned it on and watched, and I was just like, "What the fuck just happened there?" But
the truth came out.
So this is Smoothie said this is episode 4.25 is what he said, or 5 or 4.5 or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, the last one was
episode whatever we want to call it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. I like 4.25. That sounds, it's got a good ring to it.
That works. We're back. That's all that matters.
That's right. And we have our first special guest on the Unknown Podcast, which is cool.
Yeah.
We do. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, let's hear it. I mean, I'm sure everyone that's listening knows who you are, but I don't care. Do it anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so famous.
Yes.
Yeah, just Brian.
And then you've been put on the spot.
A lot and play guitar, drink a lot of beer, and shoot the shit, and talk about wrestling and whatever else.
Yeah, so on the episode of Howdy Radio that's going to come out next, me and Taggart announce what the new Howdy Inc. podcast is. Me and Holmes doing a wrestling podcast together. So we're going to start doing that next month.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Unknown Wrestling Podcast.
Original, ain't it?
We are really good at thinking of names here.
Yeah. I don't care. I think it sounds cool. It's impossible to search for. I've learned the name of our show is not good for search engines, but
did you look in the chat of when you were talking about that? Did you see me in there trolling around?
Oh, the one that we just did?
Yeah.
Oh no, damn, I didn't look at the chat. No.
Oh yeah, I was in there. I said you should call it Yet Another Wrestling Podcast because you said like there's not.
Yeah, damn, I'm really sad that I missed you in the chat. I got to remember to pull that shit up.
Another wrestling web show.
Another wrestling web show. I like that.
I got to pull up the chat for this one. Is anybody in the chat for this one? Does anybody have the chat open for this?
I don't.
I lost it. I don't even know where the hell it is now. No, the chat room for YouTube for this live stream.
Well, this is good. So let's start with what we normally do is what's everyone drinking?
Ah, yes. The what are you drinking thread.
All right. So who wants to start? Oh, this is good. Oh, my voice. I open up the YouTube video.
That's what I'm doing too. I hit pause real quick though.
All right. So I guess I'll go first. I've got myself a Crowler here. Let me hold it up to the. This is for all the listeners right now that can't see this, but I have a Crowler, which is 32 ounces of beer.
Yeah.
It is a peanut butter porter, and it is goddamn delicious.
Oh yeah. What is the brand?
I don't know because I didn't buy it.
Gotcha.
I wasn't there for that, so.
Are you going to drink all 32 ounces tonight on the show right now?
I already drank one Crowler, so this is number 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you already drank 1 ounce of it.
Oh, I drank more than an ounce. It's not that hard to do. It's probably every gulp I take. So
go by take.
Every piss I make. All right, Brandon, what are you drinking?
All right, I'm drinking a Happy Amber, which is obviously an amber beer by Mad Tree, which is a brewery that's like 10 minutes away from me.
Nice.
And it's a really good beer.
Nice.
Oh, and a shot of Fireball.
Of course.
Smoothie, do you have a shot of Fireball with you?
I got the bottle.
Oh, you just got the fucking bottle. Okay.
So he's going hard.
Yeah, right on. This was the end of my bottle. I have no more, so cheers.
Nice. All right.
What are you drinking, Smoothie?
I am drinking the Natty.
Oh, God. He went for it.
Yeah.
Can I even get it in good frame here? It's so big.
There it is. The
25
Natty Daddy.
Of pure Natty Daddy goodness. I had this out last time and it never got drinking. And
Never got drinking.
never got drinking.
Some good English you got there, dude.
And then the power was out. So it got a little skunk again, but
Oh, yeah.
it still it tastes
As
natty.
opposed to how skunky it was before.
It's even more skunkier.
Oh.
One of these days we should like coordinate all getting the same beer.
All right. How shitty we going?
As long as it doesn't cost $2.99, we're good.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, maybe all do Steel Reserves. Is that possible? Maybe.
Can we make it just a little better?
I mean, if we're gonna do it, man, I ain't drinking one of those in so long. It doesn't have to be that. We can find something else. I don't
Either
care.
that, if we want to go with gut rock headaches, we'll either do that or like a Four Loko or some shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Genesee cream ale.
Or that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ah.
We could play a game of Edward
Disgusting.
40 Hands. They did that on an old podcast that I watched.
I don't know.
Yeah. We don't need to do that. Taggart, are you drinking anything?
I am drinking from my well water.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
When the
drink.
show started, he had to run back to the well and pull up his water.
He had like fucking dead sprint.
Well, damn it, Taggart. Next time, you need to be prepared with some alcohol to tell us what you're drinking.
I got some Yingling in the fridge.
Well, you're more than welcome to have it.
Doesn't bother me any either.
I had plenty last night. Trust me.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't blame you there. All right,
But that was last night.
True.
true.
There's a whole nother night to conquer.
That's right.
Soon to be
It's
more.
already almost over.
All right, what are we talking about, fellas? I mean, the big news is Tool, right? Is Tool the biggest thing we got to talk about now?
Oh, I would assume so.
Yeah, let's talk about Tool.
I don't know what else it would be. It is only within the last hour.
Yeah,
that
that's
they
like
posted
breaking
that.
news. Like we're on like the news, like right as
We're
it
the
comes
first
out.
ones right
Yeah.
off of Facebook, the Tool Facebook page,
Right.
to bring this. No one else is doing this.
No one
We're
else.
cracking this motherfucker wide open.
They didn't block you on Facebook yet?
No, just Twitter. Smoothie, are you a Tool fan at all?
No, he said he'd never fucking heard a song.
Oh man, I don't.
I said, hey. I said I probably heard a song. I
Okay,
just
yeah.
wouldn't know if Tool or
All right.
Somebody else.
I always feel bad because
Power
we
Tool.
keep bringing up Tool, and Smoothie is probably like, I don't want to fucking talk about Tool again. But we gotta talk about
It's all right.
Tool.
That's all right. I always bring up Juggalo stuff. So
That's
okay.
true.
But we're not
All right.
allowed to do that, remember, until episode 17, which
That's right.
at the rate that we're going is going to be at least 2 years from now.
Yet after the last episode was posted, Kyle tweeted and was like, I loved all the Juggalo talk. And I was like, fuck, of course
Well, I guess
somebody.
we have-
What? Where'd he go?
who?
I thought Scott disappeared. I'm just weird.
My internet's being shit tonight, so hopefully we don't completely lose this.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
just
anyway,
I
what?
just want to thank Kyle for appreciating the Juggalo stuff. So,
Yeah. I appreciate Kyle for listening to our show.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you,
Watch
crew at
Iconoclash.
Iconoclash.
Yeah.
everybody check out Iconoclash because that's a great show.
Yeah, check it out. Oh God, am I still being shit?
No, we're all just talking over each other.
Oh, okay.
Your stuff keeps freezing up though.
Good. That's what I wanted.
All night.
So Kyle, now that we plugged your shit, it's time for you to plug ours.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Come on, dude.
I wonder who has a larger audience. Probably him, right? Because I don't know. I don't know if anybody watches his shit or listens to his shit. I think he might just
have to ask him for the analytics.
Yeah. I think I have before, but I don't remember what the answer is.
Being secretive about
No. I don't know. We should do like a big crossover episode one day.
Oh hell yeah! When does he record?
I'm not sure. I know when he used to do the Keezy show like on a regular basis, he did it on Saturday night. But now that he's doing the show with this guy, I'm not sure what they're doing.
I've seen him go on like during the day and stuff on Facebook. I don't know if that's just little like snippets or clips. Or if that's
Yeah.
show that
Yeah, I
he's
think
on.
you're right. I saw it was like Monday afternoon this last week. It said that he was live or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not what I can do, but cool. Good for him.
Tool album is what we were, I
Yeah.
think, going to talk about. So Tool's
Yeah.
in the studio, and
Officially,
Tool like actually like said something about them recording a new album, which is the first time they have done that in this entire process.
Yeah, they never officially announced as a band that they're actually recording the new album.
Yeah. So
It's
that's
always been rumors from
Yeah.
band members.
yeah. So that's that's a big deal, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's something.
It means all the bullshit that we've heard might actually be true.
Yeah. But it still does not mean that it's coming anytime soon.
No, we're not going to see it in 2018, obviously.
I don't think so.
They're starting to track stuff, I guess, is what
Yeah.
they're doing.
But from
Yeah,
what
yes.
I've read, I've read that like all of their albums have all been recorded like really quickly, all considering. So
The lyrics are always written quickly, I guess, is what
Yeah.
that is. They
Yeah.
take forever to actually decide what they want it to sound like because they just riff.
yeah. I know it sounds like they've changed the music like 100 different times and shit, and I'm sure they'll probably do the same once they actually start recording stuff too. So
Yeah.
So real quick, because if I remember back to that episode where we were talking about Tool,
Mhm.
they're not on any of the streaming services.
no, not a single one. No.
And that's
Somebody-
their decision.
Somebody
Yeah.
drop some of their albums in the drive for me if you have them in MP3 format, and I'll give them a listen.
Will
And
do.
the next time we talk about Tool, I could say I've listened to Tool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got it. I'll drop it in after this.
There we go.
So my question to go along with that is that, like, what are they going to do when this album comes out? Did we talk about this already? Like, they have to release it digitally. If they don't, they will have no sales whatsoever. Hardly.
Yeah,
any.
we did.
Yeah.
We definitely talked about this. I guarantee that after they announce this album, that they're going to announce that they're going to start being on
Yeah.
streaming services and digitally. They have to eventually. Even the fucking every other band on earth is on there besides them. I feel like I don't think there's a
Basically.
single band that isn't on there.
There's a couple, like here and there. I find a couple, but there's not many.
Not to the magnitude of Tool.
No, definitely not. Like the last big holdout was the Beatles, and all of their shit's available now. So
Yep.
Now, do you
Yeah,
think that they would be one of those bands to strike a deal with like a specific streaming service?
Could
Like,
maybe they're gonna probably fight to get a lot more money than a lot other artists
yeah,
in order to do that, make it worth their while. But they're still pretentious as shit about it because
right.
it's about the experience of the whole album. Even though they are on radio stations and internet radio stations like Pandora, there are Tool songs, but you can't listen to a full album on there.
Right.
It's
And I
like,
get
well, you
it.
can hear it's one song, a single, but you can't hear but the whole
Yeah.
album apparently needs to also be experienced as one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a really stupid concept.
Yeah. And I mean, I agree with them. Like when I listen to Tool, like most of the time, like I listen through a full album. Like
Yes, of course.
that is how I want to listen to it. But
I
that,
agree with that.
but still, I mean, it should still be on the streaming, and you just click the first fucking song and it plays
But
through. So
that's not their choice for people to listen to because you can still hit shuffle on CDs.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit, right?
So
Yeah.
then, like, are their albums like structured that way? Like, not I don't
Sort
want
of, yeah.
story, but they
Some of them
flow like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a beginning to end kind of like they're not like concept albums like where it like tells a narrative like throughout the whole thing, but
No.
close enough almost.
Yeah.
It flow like it. The
Conceptually and tonally,
Yeah.
yes. It's better to listen to it front to
Yeah.
back.
Like Tool does like different filler tracks where like it's like just different stuff like between songs that
Yeah.
it's just it goes with the whole flow of the album, which is and that's why they're so fucking good.
Yeah. That's why people love them. Though when you go to a concert, they don't play anything front to back. You
Mm-mm.
hear individual songs. So their argument sucks.
Yeah, it does. I'm hoping that what happens is like they end up like they just blow everybody away one day and they announce the new album and they announce they're on streaming services all at the same time. Like
And
that
the
would be
album's out that day.
that'd be fucking awesome if they did that for sure.
That's what I was thinking too when you were talking.
It could happen that way.
It could
I
for
can
sure.
I guarantee that that's something they'll think about.
Yeah.
And it would work for them.
Yeah, I mean that would be so awesome.
Do you think it would be more geared towards like? Would you consider a metal? Like what would they fall into? Like category?
They usually fall into the metal category.
So
They're
you
like progressive metal, I
Yeah.
guess is what you
think
call
if they
them.
launched like their own streaming service, they would do.
Yeah. I guarantee people would go to it.
Yeah. Tool
But-
has a huge following. I mean,
I mean, I know of them. I never listened
Mm-hmm.
to them, but I mean, even way back when I was in high school, you know, I remember people,
Yeah.
in Tool having like the Tool stuff on.
and what's crazy is like they've still like continued to gain popularity like all these years after not releasing anything, but just
Because
doing
Tool
live
fans,
shows.
they preach it like it's a goddamn religion. That's
yeah,
why.
for sure. You're
and
totally
it
right
worked.
about that. Yeah.
like some other fans I know.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop, motherfucker.
So at least they're recording, so that's awesome.
Yeah. We're gonna see material at some point.
Yeah.
1 or 2 years from now, probably.
Yeah. They or there's a big rock music festival that's up in Columbus, Ohio called Rock on the Range every year.
Oh yeah, I've
Yes.
heard of that.
And it's definitely like one of the bigger rock and roll festivals. And Tool is headlining this year. So
I
like
need to
Rock on
look
the
into
Range
that.
has like they've started like tweeting like, you know, now with all this shit going on, like could this possibly be the show where Tool like finally plays a new song? So like I bet they're selling a shitload of tickets off of just the fucking possibility of hearing a new Tool song.
Is that sold out
Look
yet?
that shit up.
No, it is not sold out. There is still tickets left for it.
How much are they?
I don't know. I do not
Better
know.
fucking know. All right.
I think it's like $200 for the weekend pass if I'm
That's actually
Somewhat.
pretty good.
somewhere right around there. I know it's
Yeah.
something ish there.
That's pretty normal. When I went to
Mhm.
Riot Fest in Chicago, I think it was about $200
Yeah,
for 3
I'd love to
days.
go to Riot Fest. They have
It was
like a really
so
good
good.
lineup every year.
I saw the Misfits with Danzig.
Yeah, lucky you.
And it was so cool.
Yeah,
I mean, Danzig sounded like shit.
yeah, whatever.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but you knew that going into it.
Yeah, I mean, Danzig hasn't sounded good on an album
Nah,
in a long time. So
that'd be fucking awesome to
it
see.
was
Regardless.
it was so fucking amazing, and the place was like you could not move because so
Yeah.
many people were there.
Also, since we last talked, I went and saw Ruby the Hatchet twice.
Son of a bitch!
That was fucking awesome, man. If they come near your town, like you have to fucking go there.
I want to,
They put on
And
She
such
is
a
fine as hell. Oh
Fuck
my
yeah,
god.
she is.
and that she is, and they're from Philly, so my
Mhm.
parents are living near there now, so I might have to go there.
Oh
See
yeah,
if they play in Philly quite a bit, so
Yeah.
I mean that'll be probably how I see them.
yeah.
They don't seem to come around my area at all. I have to drive 5 hours or whatever.
Gotcha.
Well, see
make
them.
sure you come see your boy when you're in town.
I'll drag you to the show.
Yeah, no
We're going
shit.
to Philly.
Exactly.
All right, we'll paint up like some Mickey Clown. Oh, wrong hatchet. Wrong hatchet.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you really want to, you'll be a little out of place there. It's a bunch of like, they're like kind of like a 70s psychedelic and do metal mixture.
It's fantastic. It's such they
really
do such a good show.
I bet she can sing her fucking ass off.
Hell yeah, she can. She has a fantastic voice.
So, yeah, they're one of the bucket lists for me.
Oh yeah, definitely got to see them. They put on a hell of a show. And Paul Bearer, do you know Paul Bearer, Scott?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, they fucking.
He's the manager of the Undertaker.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Now he's making doom metal and he's fucking killing it.
Oh, he didn't die.
Alive again, and
he came back to life and he's making doom metal.
Nice. All right.
Is that it for Tool? Well,
I guess. I mean, we're excited to hear something.
Let's make some predictions. Let's go on record right now and predict when the album is going to actually come out. Price is Right rules. If you go over, then you lose.
I'm going to say May of next year.
All right. That's I think that's a pretty good guess right around in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go June of next year.
Yeah.
Taggart?
fuck it, I'll say July next year.
All right.
You got to say 180 to be doing Price is Right rules right now.
No, I'll go with the $1. January 2019. $1.
There you go.
$1.
I get. Well, yeah, January, but that's only going from January to May. If you wanted to do anything before that, like if it were for whatever reason to end up in 2018, it's not. You'd have to go like 180, and
you could pick like tomorrow.
November 2-1. 2 ones.
With the November. All right.
All right, so that was fun. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah. I had to explain Price is Right rules to Smoothie.
I don't
love the Price is Right.
Right rules. Come on now. We're talking about album release dates here. Yeah. Of a band that
I love Price Right. I watch the Price is Right, like part of it, like every fucking morning. I'm able to like watch it at my job, and that's like one of my favorite parts of my job is I can watch the Price is Right.
It's awesome. Little things, man.
It is. It really is.
It's still Drew Carey, right?
It is, yeah, Drew Carey. Yeah, I like Drew Carey now. Like it took me a while, but like I've really got to actually liking him now.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah.
So, what was the other thing we're talking about?
What else we got, Smoothie?
Where do you want to go? Do we want to talk about movies, TV? What do we want to dive into now?
Whatever, man. You pick.
We had a like a hypothetical thing, didn't we? It was something about who do we want to retweet one of our tweets about the podcast.
Yeah, that was weird. Were we talking about that before we started the actual show?
Yeah.
So when we were like doing all live, and like because we start the show and then we tweet it and then we all like retweet for everybody to go watch it. So we said hypothetically, like if you could pick one person on Twitter to retweet our tweet saying that you should come watch our show, who would it be? So Scott, you said like right off the bat you do. Who would it be? So who's yours?
It's got to be Donald Trump because because people, even if they love or hate him, they fucking watch his Twitter like a hawk. So there we go. There's some really good.
That's the obvious answer.
That's a good one.
I like that. Good. What about you, B? You had enough time to think about it.
Mine would be like one of those porn bots that has like a lot of followers that followed us on the Howdy Inc. Twitter.
Yeah, but that's not somebody really famous. So like,
yeah, but shit, I can pick whoever I want.
He loves porn bots. All right,
I love porn bots.
I noticed that as soon as I took over another web show Twitter.
Okay, if they're famous in your eyes,
that's right. In my eyes, they're famous.
His muse is a porn bot.
A00X-1_7. Retreat it.
It's fucking hot.
Whatever. Retreat it. Run away.
Who's yours, Smoothie? Is yours any better than mine?
Who's mine? I would probably have to say Kevin Smith. That's why
Yeah.
The
That'd be a
fact
good
it's
one.
not like ICP or Twisted or something.
Yeah. Kevin Smith is a really good one. That should have
I
been
was
my
trying to
answer.
keep it. I was trying to keep it Juggalo friendly. Juggalo.
Well, you know that if ICP Twist or either one, if they retweeted it, that the Juggalos would come flocking because they loyal as shit.
That's true.
I have something Juggalo that I want to talk about.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. We don't
Hold
have a choice. This is an unofficial Juggalo show at this
Fuck.
point.
Hold on, we got to get to Taggart of his retweet
we
though.
wanna hear-
Yeah. Who's retweeting us, dude?
Oh shit, I don't
And
know.
another wrestling podcast. What's who do you want to retweet that one? Probably John Cena.
Hell no.
I'll take
The
Stone
Rock.
Cold on that.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
Probably want The Rock.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. He's got a big following on every social media.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
does.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
say The Rock.
All right, let's get back into this Juggalo stuff. Woo!
I just
Dude.
I looked at the lineup of the Warp Tour the other day.
Oh yeah,
and
Twisted's there.
your boys Twisted are playing the Warp Tour this
They
year.
are. I saw that.
Yeah. And they were third line from the bottom is where they were placed on the big list of bands. So that gives you any indication of how big they are in the grand scheme of things. But
Yeah, there's only like one band I would want to see at Warped
yeah,
Tour
what a
this year.
terrible lineup, right?
It's so bad.
What was the lineup?
Just a
I
bunch
don't
of really
remember.
terrible bands
Garbage.
and Twisted.
It's almost all garbage.
Yeah. The Warped Tour's never quite been my thing, but like me and a girl at work were talking about it and we're like, we should go this year. It's the last year. Tickets are always like pretty cheap, so whatever,
They
it'd be
are,
fun
but
to
it's
do.
not worth it.
But yeah, then the lineup came out and I was like, I don't want to go. Like that's terrible. There's nobody there. Twisted is the only band that I want to go see there, and I don't
Yeah,
care to
I
go
would
see
see them, and I would see. There's a band called Unearth that I would see. That's it. But I've already seen them, so I'm not gonna fucking go to Warped Tour for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Warp Tour one of the bigger like like back in the day?
Yeah, like when it started, like in the
10, 15 years
90s.
ago. Yeah, it's like 20 years ago.
Yeah, like it was a cool thing then because it was like they had like half pipes and shit. Like they had like skate parks, like a skate thing, like a big vert ramp, and like it was all like mixed in with that shit.
Well, it was sponsored by Vans back then. It wasn't always the Vans
The
Warp
Vans
Tour.
Warp Tour, yeah, exactly.
So I'm assuming it's not Vans Warp Tour.
I think like the
It
last
is.
couple years. Oh, is it still that?
Yeah,
I thought like Hot Topic was a big part of maybe their.
I'm
They
sure they
never
were a sponsor. They had
Yeah.
a billion sponsors.
They did away with all the skating like aspect of it.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, they don't do like half pipes and shit like that anymore now.
Interesting.
And it went from more like punk rock type bands to more of I don't even know what the fucking current lineup even like what are those bands considered? I don't know.
Garbage.
Shit. Just shitty, really shitty bands.
They had Guar last year.
I almost went last year because I wanted to see Guar.
Yeah,
But-
there's actually quite a few bands that I wanted to see, but most of them weren't coming in this area. They were all like West Coast bands.
Yeah, so you look at the lineup and like across the top where like all the big bands are, like it says like they're only playing like these dates of the tour, and then like these other bands are playing these dates of the tour. And then everybody in the comments are complaining like all the bands I want to see aren't on the one that comes to my town.
Yep. That's what happened last year. So
So Twisted playing a festival though, like to my knowledge, that's never happened, right?
I think
I want to say they've done Warped Tour before.
Okay.
they've done I think another festival and they or at least other
It's called the Gathering of the Juggalos, and now they're traders and they don't do it anymore.
well that's true too.
I'm joking. I don't really give a shit.
You do. You do. Okay.
One day we'll get him to admit that he cares.
I will
All
say
of a sudden, I just like peel
And
my.
here we go. 45 minutes of Juggalo talk.
I start scratching up my face, and there's face paint behind it.
behind the skin.
Behind my actual skin, there's just a juggalo. You were born a juggalo, you die a juggalo.
That's right.
I pulled up
We
Kyle's.
never die.
I pulled up Kyle's Plex tonight to watch Clerks, and one of the things on his recently watched on his Plex was Shockumentary. I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen that in so long.
Yeah.
I'll have to break that out. I remember I was watching that last year or the other year on VHS because that's where I have it.
Yeah, that's what I used to have.
until I got the Great Malenko thing. But
You have something that do you still have a VHS player, man?
yeah, I collect VHS.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot it.
And he does actually watch some of them.
I do watch.
It's collecting. He's hoarding.
Hoarding.
That is the word for it.
Whatever.
They have a whole show about this shit.
Look,
Tiger, you got to start yelling some stuff. I'm not hearing your voice enough.
Nothing's falling over here. Let me get back to my. Let me get back to my shock.
Only mentally, Smoothie.
What mentally? Okay, shockumentary, real quick. So I'm watching.
Never mind.
I'm watching it the other year, and you know the part where they're on
the other year
on the bus with the chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's when my son chooses.
Juggalettes.
No. They were like
they were strippers. Yeah.
And then of course, my son chooses to walk in at that point.
He knew.
Gotta be kidding.
And did he say whoop whoop?
Yeah.
No, I tried.
You tried to get him to whoop.
And we're done with the Juggalo. Let's move on from the goddamn Juggalo talk. Fuck.
Coming back.
That was for you, Kyle. Whoop whoop.
That was my fault. I mean, I was the one that brought it up.
Peace out, Kyle.
Yeah.
Did he walk in and call you a ninja?
Damn, I wish I could be a ninja.
Oh, I was gonna say, damn, it feels good to be. Wrong song.
Damn, it feels good to be a ninja.
So Kevin Smith didn't die last week.
Yeah, that was when I actually saw that. That was pretty, because one of my most favorite like little monologues, not dialogue because he's himself, was that clip where he talks about his dad dying, and he's very motivation, about like don't be afraid to write, blog post, make a video, because somebody might need that, and to hear that story that he had a heart attack, it was taken. It's
something was 100% blocked.
Yeah, it's one of the arteries, which I guess the doctors, like the medical world, calls it the widowmaker. Like it kills a lot of people, I guess.
That's crazy. That's crazy, and it's good that he decided not to go on, because there probably be people that would have continued and just said chest pain or whatever.
Yep.
And that was the difference between life and death. So.
Yep. Yeah. So that was I woke up that morning and I had a notification from somewhere on, I don't know. They said breaking Kevin Smith, and I was like, oh no! I was already ready to shit myself. But then it said suffers massive heart attack and isn't dead. I was like, oh God, thank God.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch his little Facebook Live video that he did from the hospital?
I didn't catch the Facebook. I saw the pictures, obviously.
Yeah. Watch the Facebook Live one. It was 20 minutes he did from the hospital room. Not the next day, but maybe the next day after the heart attack or whatever. And it was pretty damn good. It was cool. It made me cry. He makes me cry a lot. He can do that.
He makes himself cry a lot too.
He does.
So
yeah.
He's passionate, and that's why I like. He might not.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy his movies, of course, but there are there like Jersey Girl,
of course,
and things like
that.
You
spell the name of Jersey Girl,
but the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, based off that monologue that he gave about putting your stuff out there, regardless, doing it for yourself, just the fact that he doesn't care and make like you said, make videos and movies. Friends, what they're into, that. I appreciate.
Absolutely.
So,
and one of the things he said too, he was it was kind of weird because of the way that it all happened. He's everybody basically went to social media and essentially eulogized me, and I got to read everybody's comments about he means so much to me. I'm so glad that he didn't die and all this stuff. And he's it's kind of weird. Normally you die and then people write all that stuff. But he's I got to read what everybody would basically say if I died. So he's it was really, really very positive thing for him. And it really helped him feel better, was really reading everybody's stuff. And I believe that he probably sat there and read tons of stuff that people wrote about him.
Yeah, he's definitely he impressed me. I think I mentioned this on a previous episode. The YouTuber that I watch, Adam the Woo, Stan Lee's Star thing in Hollywood. Star. he was there, and Kevin Smith obviously was there.
Yeah.
He ran into Adam LaWoo ran into him, and Kevin Smith like did like a 5-minute like little thing on his little vlog. I mean, he's a bigger Adam LaWoo, I would say bigger. He has over 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
But that he took the time to sit there and talk.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To him, like he could have said, "No, whatever, you're just doing something stupid for YouTube," but he appreciated that.
Yeah.
And he just seems like he's genuinely a good person. I would put him up there with that.
Yeah, I'm as big as Kevin Smith fanboy that there can be. And me and Tyler, my 16-year-old kid, we watched Clerks tonight, his first time watching any of the Kevin Smith movies. We watch Comic Book Men together all the time, but he doesn't actually know like Kevin Smith's movies, so we watched Clerks tonight. And it was kind of weird watching all the obviously dirty jokes and stuff in Clerks with my kid, but he was cracking up the whole time, so I was cracking up because he was cracking up. It was awesome.
It's good because he got it. Like that's
he got it. Of course, he got every damn thing that they said.
I wouldn't, but I could like watch it with my son. He might laugh and find it funny. I want to get it.
Yep.
He's at the stage where he gets what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And that
like the 37 dicks.
Yeah.
Yes. like I always like
in a row.
Like I sit and watch on the weekends. I watch Roseanne and like the Golden Girls with my son. Like he laughs and he appreciates it. And I remember being that kid sitting there at the table. Like I remember we'll talk about Golden Girls real quick. And like Saturday night, I hear you, Scott. The Saturday nights, my grandma would come up, and I would sit there and watch whatever Saturday night programs were on. Golden Girls was one of them, and I would laugh at the jokes. But I didn't get them. They were funny.
Yeah.
You hear the laugh track, and then you watch them now, and it's like, I get it. It's like, now it makes sense. That's what they were talking about. And same thing with Roseanne.
Dried up old coochies. Yep, that's what they were talking about.
Love dried up. But going back to Kevin
Don't we all?
Going back to Kevin Smith and the Good Book, if you go by the Good Book, that's what you got to do to get hitchhike across the country. But it's good that you watched it with him, and now he gets it, and he'll be able to watch Mallrats.
Yeah, he's ready to watch all of them now.
Even Fisticuffs, you're gonna let him with the whole.
I mean, if he got through the whole 37 dicks thing, what difference does it make now?
Yeah.
But I did like what Kevin was talking about. Like I went on Twitter and like went on some long rant about how I'm such a Kevin Smith fanboy, and talking about how the whole like Howdy Inc. podcast thing. I just always wanted it to be like the Smodcast network because I love all the different shows like him and all his friends do. So
when we went and relaunched Howdy Radio back in 2012 for the 4,675th time,
that was a good time too.
That number because that's
memorable number.
Well, that's when the Jay and Silent Bob Get Old was fairly new. They're still doing it consistently. They're still doing it, except like on tours every once. I don't think it's like a weekly thing like it was.
Correct. Yeah.
But like that was like I started listening. I was like, I want to do this because again, he just inspired. It's like you're just sitting down,
right?
Like why not do it? And I was like the catalyst behind that one as well. I've always been the catalyst.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that like vainly. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, that is what it is.
They're like, let's do it. We got to do something. We got to do something. Put it out there. So, gosh, drinking too much.
Yep. I love Kevin Smith. I'm glad he didn't die.
I am. I'm glad. Here's to you, Kevin Smith. Now read the Unknown Podcast.
Now we have to hope that
because like the Yoga Hosers too.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. But now he said like he's kind of almost a little worried about him like having a massive heart attack like here soon and actually dying because that's what happened to his dad. Like he had a bad heart scare and then everything was really cool and then like a month later he had another heart attack and killed him. So like now he's. I
didn't see that part of well, like from what he was saying, it seemed to be all like he was making changes.
Yeah,
be necessary to his diet.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He did. Hillman Mosier did a new episode of Smodcast. It's a 2-parter. They released the first part so far, and he said on that episode that he's 4 days vegetarian at this point.
I did see. I want to go back and listen to that one too because it was the kind of reunion like they haven't done.
Yeah.
One together.
Yeah, you gotta listen to it. It was really good.
But I didn't know that with his dad, like he had prior heart conditions. But I mean, that was, not too far off that his dad passed away. But there's been more done with medicine, and I think they caught if this is the widow maker, and they were able to resolve and or correct what happened. I think as long as he maintains dieting and keeping up with his stuff, I mean, he's lost weight since then, and moving forward, if we continue with that, I don't think he has anything to worry about. But there is a scare in the back of your head.
Yeah, always.
So hey, Tag Scott, are you still there? This is becoming
I'm here. I guess I don't have that much to say about Kevin Smith.
Do you not love Kevin Smith? Damn you!
Yeah, you can't be a part of the show if you're not a big Kevin Smith fanboy. Sorry.
I've liked quite a bit of his movies. I haven't watched a single one of them in probably a decade.
Yeah. Well, it was nice having you on the show, Scott.
All right, yeah. Welcome for the fucking show.
You're fired.
I was gonna say that too about the heart attack. Like, he did lose a lot of weight, and it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter if you lose weight and get healthy or not.
He mentioned that. He mentioned that on the Facebook video. He's like, I told the doctor, like, I've lost like 90 pounds or something in the last year. And the doctor was like, well, yeah, but this buildup is from like way many more years than just the last year. So it could have happened sooner if he didn't change what he changed a year ago.
Yeah, like you're just extending your span out at that point. But I think that, there, of course, I'm not discouraging exercise and losing. Yeah. I've done that. I've been there, done that. But I know that it's still a real thing, that it doesn't matter currently, but it's something that's built up over a lifetime of eating, supersized meals.
Yeah, exactly.
I still, there's time. Like, that's probably one of my biggest fears when I go out and run. There's going to be a time when I go out and, like, because I run when I haven't ran in a while, and I put on like 10 pounds.
Damn it, Smoothie.
Which I'm not proud of. I hope the glasses, thin me out.
I hear glasses are the most thinning of the clothes.
So that's what I hear. Anyway, but that's always my thing. Like, and our aunt, the one time she told me, she's like, I was talking about when I run at like 3:00 in the morning. She's like, oh, somebody knows, one of those stories. But they had like a heart attack, and I was like, thank you for the warning.
All right, thanks for that.
But that is always one of the things, because of the time I run at the morning, like, what if this is the time where everything catches up? I haven't smoked. Go ahead, Scott.
I was gonna say, if you die running, you were gonna die without running.
That's true. That's true. Well, that's the way I believe, and that's my belief system. Everything happens for a reason. So whatever, I believe that's all charted out. But
fair enough.
That was the way, like, but that's one of my things when I'm running. Like, is this going to be, I'm out here trying to make a change to better myself. And this is what going to be what does me in.
See, you start thinking that way, and I'd be like, well, I'm not running anymore.
But see, I don't, because I prescribe to that. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Mentality. But I do, like, it's funny because I'll be driving around with my wife, and we'll be driving like, oh, I run here. And she's like, why are you telling me this? I don't care. I was like, well, in case I don't come home one morning, you'll at least know where to look.
Yeah,
I might be in a ditch somewhere, whether it's by natural causes or I got hit because I'm stupid and don't take appropriate precautions running that time of morning. I might have got hit by a car and somebody just drove off and
fought a bear, or wrestled a deer, and they got back
there's
up.
Sometimes I might have to fight a deer or a skunk.
Or a skunk. Oh shit!
They go for the face, man.
I'd rather get attacked by a bear than get shot and be smelly all day. Right? One of you?
Maybe. I don't want to be attacked by a bear either, though.
You don't think you'd smell if you were attacked by a bear.
Not like you would from a skunk.
But I wouldn't have
Fair
to.
enough.
I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't be mobile enough. I'd be 6 feet deep.
Right, the bear would kill you.
Well,
So
yeah, and the bear would also dig a 6-foot grave for you.
it's a
Come
nice
back
bear.
in seconds.
Like, you son of a bitch.
I'm not.
Let the
dumb.
bears pay the bear tax. I'll pay the homer tax.
So Kevin Smith's not dead. Here's to you, Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Here's an alcoholic beverage for you, heart attack
Here, let me
victim.
do it. I got the water. Here's to you, Kevin Smith.
Stay tuned for the
God
post
damn
show
it.
where we go out and get Big Mac.
All right, what else is on the agenda?
Have you guys been listening to your Spotify release radars in the last few weeks?
No, I don't listen to Spotify, so
Mine has been such garbage. Like, I've been trying really hard this year to listen to new music, and
Yeah.
it has not been difficult. I mean, it has been difficult.
Nothing good's really started to come out yet, I don't think.
No, not right now, but it's been a few things here and there, but it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, because I keep like a playlist
Wait.
like you have, like for like the year of stuff, and like I've only added like 1 or 2 albums to my list
Yeah.
so far.
I think I only have one at this
Seagull
time.
Men.
That's the one.
Yeah, I added Corrosion and Conformity to it just because it's also kind of just a list of like, don't forget to check this album out at some point.
Yeah.
And the new Corrosion and Conformity album kind of sucked. I was pretty disappointed.
I've never really been a big fan of them, to be honest. So
I loved
haven't
them back
even
when I was a
looked at them.
kid.
hey,
Yeah.
you know, just a side note for the show notes, Scott.
Yeah, I'm taking notes over here. Yeah, let's go on. What?
no, not direct notes. Down. I'm the only one who outlines stuff, but
Yeah,
I don't
where
see an
the
outline
fuck
for
is
this
it?
episode. Yeah, where the fuck is that outline?
it's
That's why
there.
we're babbling over
Just
here.
add when
'Cause-
we're talking. No, we're having to get you.
yeah,
Any-
you're right.
As a side note for the show, in the show notes, Scott, you have I saw a playlist on Spotify for new stuff or whatever. Send that
Yes.
over to be put in the description for the show notes
Yeah,
because
good call.
it's
Okay.
we'd like to see what
Um,
you value is good or worthwhile.
I've shared it a few places. One of them is Vero Go Smoothie. This is your.
Ha ha.
Oh,
I got the segue down like a motherfucker over
That was
here.
awesome.
That was good.
What's Vero?
what is Vero? So
I am not entirely sure. It's like Tumblr.
A
If
dead
I-
social media site.
that it's a new social media
Yeah.
site, and like Scott said to me when I first saw it, I saw somebody else I follow on Instagram post about this the other week, and I didn't pay it no mind. And then it was you, Brandon, right? Who
Yeah.
Yeah. I never heard of this before the chat.
So you had sent it and said, well, let's check this out and talk about it on the next episode 4, which never happened. Well,
Oh, yes, it did.
at least
Yeah, it happened.
at least 1/4 of the episode happened, and I did decide then to take it up. Now I will talk about my experience. It's been that was 2 weeks ago, right? So I've been
Yeah,
on
about
there about 2 weeks, I would say, since I've signed up. And at the moment, not that it means anything, this is like just a social penis, if you will.
I love penis.
Let's see your social,
You
Peter.
love the cock.
Pull that motherfucker out.
Let me look at my profile here. Now, this is where I'm.
Are we
right
fucking
now-
gonna talk about like followers? Is that where we're going with this?
I
no,
think so,
I'm
or
at-
or
no, I'm
likes
at-
or something. I
I'm
know
at-
we're getting somewhere in there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at 72 followers, so I'm the king.
Oh shit, son.
dude. He's been fucking hashtagging like a fiend.
but
I refreshed it for the first time in a week, and holy shit, all I see is smoothie, just like for days.
days. And that's-
Scrolling, I was like, holy shit, this dude has been
I
fucking
literally-
posting
I-
everything
Hang on.
that he's been doing.
but I took the challenge, the acceptance to try this out and see what it is, and I enjoy it for what it is. It's another social media thing. Yes,
Yeah.
I haven't posted much on Instagram, and I don't know if this was for this experiment we're doing for the show.
I haven't done.
But I've been
I haven't done anything with it for a while. It's been
But-
at least a week.
Mine says I have no followers, which is kind
I'm
of sad.
following you.
Well, yeah, I thought
No,
you guys
me
were.
Now that's the one thing I want to bring up. I don't understand the acquaintance versus or the connection versus the follower aspect.
Okay.
I have no
Connect with
idea.
somebody, you're connected to them. You can't follow them. Like I'm connected to you, V. I'm sure. If you
Yeah. I
connect-
have 5 connections, is what it says.
and even you tags. I think I'm connected with you.
Yeah.
I might follow you. But
So
you
I have Taggart as mine as a close friend. I have Cincygram as a close friend. Scott as a
I
close
didn't
friend.
know Instagram's on there. I'll have to go add them.
He signed up, but I don't think he did anything with it. But Smoothie, you're an acquaintance on mine, and I don't know why you're an acquaintance and not a close friend.
You have to make that choice.
Okay, so
You
now
made
you're a
it-
close
you
friend.
made your
I don't
choice.
put-
No, I changed it.
I base I will put you as close friends. I put you as acquaintances because we're acquaintances in this way. Like I would put like close friends as somebody who was here. So
Okay.
nobody.
Well, I see where your fucking stance is.
Hey, Scott. Next time you're visiting your parents, come see me. Stop.
Then we
went
can be
to the
close
same-
friends.
You went to the same Planet Fitness as me. You could have been there running on the treadmill next to me, having a heart attack with me. It's not.
I don't know.
That
if I
sounds
can-
awesome.
Anyway.
Here's you, Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Here's you, Kevin Smith. Woo.
Ooh, Planet Fitness.
I'm gonna get blocked now.
Anyway,
Sponsor us. All right, go on.
but I don't understand the difference because once you connect to somebody, you can't follow them. So I don't know what. I don't know if there's a benefit to
I think you
connection.
do follow them, don't you?
In
It
a
says
roundabout
I'm
way.
following 0
think you
and
have
I
to
have 0
actively do it.
followers.
but yeah, but that's what I'm
bullshit.
saying.
Because we're friends.
We
So
are,
how are you not
friends.
following?
but that's where it gets a little hazy. But other than that, I like
This
the
is
way-
terrible social media if you can't figure out what the hell is going on.
No,
That's
I'm,
true. I think that is a huge design flaw that you can't tell the difference between.
and maybe I will mention that to the developers. But
Yeah, I mean,
what?
that's
I'm trying to defend them because you have so many more followers than us. How dare you? Drink your water,
your
not
big
your natty.
social
I will drink my
penis.
water. I got to get my voice on for this.
So I agree with you. I mean, I kind of like it too. I think it's a cool little concept. I like that you can like share what you're listening to or watching. That's something I like. I like that you can put like a link to the album or whatever it is.
And you can share. You can share playlists. You can share the different things like
Mhm.
that. And that's what I like. And it will connect. Like it's when I opened it up to do a music post and say connect to Apple Music, so it'll connect right in and look at your history and look at
You fancy motherfucker.
Yeah.
whatever that stuff is. But like that's the one thing I don't understand the connection for it to follower thing. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what the benefits are. Like
No, I don't either.
different benefits to it. But
Damn,
other
you
than
got
that-
11 likes on that
Benefits,
picture.
but
what's that?
You got 11 likes on that picture.
I have some good ones.
You're like a superstar on this motherfucker.
yeah,
But that's the thing.
he's gonna be the face of Vero here in the next month.
Fuck yeah.
I figure get
35 likes on this one. Shit, that's
It
big
must have
numbers,
been
man.
Juggalo related.
No, it was shoveling related.
Wow, damn.
shoveling. But that's why I figured get in early. But I like the ability because it's similar to Tumblr in that way, where you can post music or movie.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Tumblr. What I equate it to is the Google Play of Tumblr or Instagram.
Without
Which
the
is
porn.
Well, not Google Play. What is that? Failed.
Google Plus.
Google Plus. That's the one. Google Plus of Instagram and Tumblr.
When I start this damn live stream that we do, and then I send out the email so that you can all join, it either gives me the option of email or Google Plus, and I had no idea Google Plus was even still a thing.
It's still there because what are they? It's just part of Google. They have nothing to lose.
And it's funny since we've all used this app now for whatever a lot. I think I've used it a little more than
You have been fucking crazy on it.
Yeah, I went a couple days without checking it, and then I opened it, and there was like 27 new posts from Smoothie. I was like, whoa.
He's watching this show. He's watching this movie. He's listening.
Oh,
to
Taggart
this.
just posted
Here's
on.
a-
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I guess I gotta put a.
Yeah, we're all making
I
new
just-
posts now.
I just opened it. I haven't touched it in like a
Let's all
week.
drop the
Calls
podcast
for Smoothie.
post of Vero for all three of us to.
all me. Hey, Brian Taggart, like my post.
Holy shit! Smoothie. Hey, 5 hours ago you were watching Pitch Perfect 3. How was that?
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Uh,
My voice is cracking. I've done this episode. Damn you, Fireball.
Yeah, that fireball's cracking your voice. Oh, you watched Justice League? That's right.
There's the end of it. But that's what I like about it, because one of my favorite apps that they like dissolved was Get Glue. I always enjoyed Get Glue. You all remember Get Glue, right?
No.
Correct,
Sounds familiar.
Brandon? Get Glue.
What was it? Yeah.
Post what you're
I don't know.
watching, what you're listening to. You get stickers, and you could actually send away for the stickers to be sent to you.
Yes.
Now you're not getting stickers here, but I like that it's simple enough that I can go in, not like Facebook. I have to go to activity, watching, and search for something. I can select, I'm watching movie, TV, put in a movie, select it, write a little blurb about whether I'm watching it or recommend it, and then write something under it. And then it usually puts like a trailer or something if you're watching a TV show or movie underneath the post on Vero. And I like that with music too. Now I did review it on the iTunes store and said I would like the ability for albums to, be able to say I'm listening to this album, not track by track. So that's what it seems to be. I don't want to, every time I'm listening to a song, I want to say I'm listening to, like one of my posts was I put the Wraith in there, whatever song I chose, Juggalo Homies, I think I chose for the Wraith. But I would like to be able to say I'm listening to this album, or I'm listening to that album in its entirety. But other than that, that's what I like about it. So I think it has potential to go where.
Do you think it will go anywhere?
I think if it's treated correctly and doesn't just. But wow, I've talked a lot.
What is up, man?
Damn it! Damn you, Fireball!
Damn. Hey, real quick, shout out to my friend Lee. I didn't know he was watching, but he's watching. So, what's up, man? How are you? Good.
We love you, Lee. Love you.
What's going on, Lee?
Hell yeah. He says that we should talk about Smash Brothers coming to the Switch.
Fuck yeah.
We'll get there in a second. Let me finish.
Right.
Where am I? Now I lost where I'm track. What were you saying? What was the question that you just posed to me?
Do you think that Vero does it have any staying power? Will it do anything?
I think it does in terms of not like Google Plus. Because somebody commented on I released a video. Feel free to put this in the show notes.
Oh, for sure. We got show notes for days.
Damn.
I agree with Smoothie. I would like to put this shit in the notes for sure.
I made a short video just talking about this app, and it's the Instagram killer. And somebody mentioned in the comments they were surprised by the fact that
it's not.
And he's from Ohio, actually. This guy, Ohio represent. Whoop, whoop.
Ohio's fucking awesome, man.
Whoop whoop, Ohio. Yeah.
But he, mentioned that like he was surprised by Google Plus being a big failure that it was, because it's Google, because they have the money that could technically compete with Facebook, and it failed miserably.
Yeah,
and
but they did a really bad job with it.
It could have been good, and it wasn't. So I think if they don't treat it like that, like I think this is a good format in terms of you can post your pictures, you can edit them.
Yeah.
And they have nice filters. You can do the same things you can do on Instagram, but you have the ability to, like, if I want to post a link to my video, I don't have to say link in bio like on Instagram. I can post a link.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
And it will show up. Like, here's my video.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. In its entirety. I'll have to make a 30-second clip saying this is what the video is about. Like, I can go there. I can say, oh, I'm watching this movie. Somebody can say, oh, this movie's good. This movie's bad.
But you can also do that on Twitter. You can do that on Facebook. You can.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is, but it's like one in a smaller scale.
Shit on Instagram already, and Instagram already has like a really huge base.
No, yeah, that's what sucks about using this is that I just don't have any fucking friends on there. So
but
you have to make people migrate to it, and no one's gonna really do that. We did it as an experiment.
It's because but I've enjoyed, like, I've taken this experiment. I enjoy it. Like, I haven't really, like, if you look at my Instagram stuff, like, I'll post some stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't posted in I've been posting obviously over here. Some are old recycled posts that I post already.
Yeah.
How could you? How could you not have new content?
Well, I did.
Brand yourself, Smoothie.
I mean, at some point, like a new social media has to come along that's going to like end up
It's going
being something. So
Brandon, when you the other night when I was talking
What
about
do you think it's gonna look like?
well, hold on a second. Let me finish this thing.
Yeah,
We're
sorry.
talking about that. No, it's all right. Brandon, when I posted that picture on, because you liked it on Instagram about the fireball the other night with Tomlin.
That was a good picture.
Did you notice the time in the background?
You captured the fireball perfectly.
I did. Thank you.
you say the time in the background?
Because I did it on my stove, so time on the clock.
Oh no, I did not. Then.
That was actually from 8:32 in the morning.
Oh damn!
So
you were
I
starting the
posted that
fireball
picture.
earlier.
If you go and look at the Vero feed, you'll see current situation because that was the day it snowed. I took a picture of the tree and then I showed the fireball. I did do a shot of. I felt bad just posting the picture and not doing a shot, so I did a shot at 8:32 in the morning.
There you go.
A fireball. So it's. I don't know where the hell I was going with that.
Sometimes a fireball first thing in the morning is exactly what you need.
But, yeah, I see the picture there. There it is, and it is nice.
It was a really cool picture.
Yeah,
iPhone 7 Plus. You have the portrait mode. It's good.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna have to interrupt more for me for a minute. I gotta pee.
All right.
You gotta interrupt everything.
We'll talk it because I'm almost finished. I think I have to pee, and I'm probably gonna need another natty soon. But was he the one who posed the question? What do you think is going to look like? What the next social media thing is going to look like?
I could hold on with Vero real quick though. Like the UI, like I don't love. I do not love the UI on it. I mean, that definitely needs a little updating. I think.
I think that'll be tweaked. Like when we first signed up the other week, it definitely was slow. Like I posted something, I have to keep hitting retry.
For sure. And that's I never get mad at a company for that because they had no idea that that their servers were gonna start getting hit this way.
And it's like hooray! And the fact that they took that time, like I don't really have that. I once or twice maybe I have that problem now where I don't know something, but it's pretty fluid. And I do like the way it's organized. If there were things I could change about it, I would like to change the. It's great that it's chronological, but I wish it would scan to the top. Like if I
agree, yes,
it goes to my post or whatever post I looked at last. Like
correct,
go to the top automatically.
Yes,
let me scroll down from there.
Yes, I totally agree with that. It bugs me that it does not do that.
The other thing is that definitely with the music thing because I don't typically much, and that's probably why I would enjoy Tool because I typically listen to an album. And if I can say I'm listening to this album, I'd rather say that than just this track and have to worry about that. Just put it out there. I'm listening to this.
To send a tweet to the devs and tell them to implement that stuff.
I will have to tweet them too, but I mentioned that I gave them a good review. I said it was rocky at the beginning, but it's smoothed out. And
I always like checking out the new stuff like that. Like, I mean, eventually one of them is going to stick and one of them is going to end up being the next big thing. So I always like checking them out. Like as soon as I hear about stuff like that, that's fun for me.
And I think this is cool because you have more options available. But I don't know if you've ever checked out the website or the app IFTTT.
Yeah.
So like, because I use that for Instagram. So like when I post a picture on Instagram, it will post to my Facebook. It will post to my Tumblr. And I don't have to do anything. So I think add that piece into like if they create a recipe for that, like, and if you could add like a blogging, micro blogging, which is what Tumblr is, but if you can add that like the element in there, I think you can capture or encapsulate everything that you want to do. You can post about your music, you can post about very simply your pictures, your videos or whatever, but you can direct link them. You don't have to do some biography thing like you have to do on Instagram when you can
for the link,
link right there. They can go to it from that post or link to anything, whatever it may be. And if you could just add that blogging piece maybe to it.
Is there porn on there?
There, unfortunately, for those people who enjoy it, not unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, if it's one of the things you're looking for, yes, there are different. If you search.
I didn't know what their rule was. Like Instagram obviously isn't allowed to have porn, so I didn't know if they were.
When you
They have
search
models.
they do have models, yes, but there is other stuff, and if you follow that rabbit trail, whichever it leads, because the only other, I guess, another downside is like there's a lot of shout outs and introductions trying to get new people. None of them are
Yeah.
me. That's the problem. That nobody's saying, check this guy out.
What did
But
you
I
do
don't
to get
say,
all your
hey,
followers?
Smoothie, it's all you.
I've just posted stuff, and typically like I've followed whoever's followed me, and
Yeah.
within reason, I'll check.
He's got a pretty good hashtag game.
And I do use the hashtags. And one of the things I noticed, and this can go into like Justice League if we want to talk about that or not, but for whatever reason, Zack Snyder is, and it might not even be the same Zack Snyder, but I looked at like his profile. He is in everybody's tag. So I don't know if he's one of the first people to jump on this platform.
Okay.
I remember when I opened the app, I think as soon as I created a profile, he was like one of the top people that you could follow.
Top people to follow. And
Yeah.
so
He must be an early adopter to this.
and a lot of people will tag. It doesn't matter what they're posting. They will tag Zack
He's
Snyder.
he's the Tom of MySpace on Vero, I
Zack
guess.
Snyder and cosplay are the cosplay, however you say it. They're the
It's cosplay. Yeah, I
always
think.
whatever. And I've been, throwing that in there, not necessarily saying that's getting the followers, obviously, because I did that with the post. I said, follow me. I'd like to get to 100 before the night's out yesterday. Of course, that didn't happen. But the people do it. And I tend to follow back, and I tend to, I used to scratch, if they have actual stuff I want to look at, and I'm trying to, like, if I do see somebody who follows me, I'll go check out. Maybe I'll find a picture they posted or whatever, and I will like leave an actual comment on there and say, "Oh, this is I enjoy this, whatever." So I'll engage with the creator,
Yeah,
whatever they're putting out there.
Right on.
Word.
So I'm
Word to your mother.
I'm going to take my pee break now. I think I talked
All
a
right.
lot. I think it's time.
I missed what you guys were talking about when I came back.
Well,
Just
you know what?
Vero stuff.
Our guest
Yeah.
will be able to fill you in on that because our guest has been pretty silent. So while I go use
Yeah, he's got topic number whatever the fuck.
he can talk
What is
about
it? What are we talking about?
he can talk about something, and then I'll be back. So,
You got a
Promise I'll
topic
be
for
back.
us?
you're going to end the stream when I leave. I know.
I'm closing my computer as soon as you walk out of the frame.
All right, I'll mute my mic now.
Go pee. We'll be here.
Break the seal, buddy.
All right, what are we talking about? What's next?
Vero?
No, we're done with Vero.
Yeah, there's not much else to say, I don't think.
No.
He was going to talk of Justice League. He was segueing into it, but I think
Wasn't
only
there
me and him saw that, right?
That's right. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't think I
What else did we say at the beginning of the when we first started talking? We had like 3 or 4 things to talk about.
Versus Evil Dead or something.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah, that's what Smoothie wants to talk about. Has he just started it, or is he been
I know.
the
I asked him
things
if he
we
was
have?
all caught up. He said he was all caught up.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, they had the
What
first 2 seasons on Netflix. I need to actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Same
but I
here.
haven't.
Show's awesome. Smash Brothers. Lee wants us to talk
Oh,
about Smash
yeah,
Brothers. Let's
Smash
talk
Bros.
about Smash Brothers for a minute.
I mean, I'm glad I have a Switch because that's going to be a day one purchase for me. I love every iteration of Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
It's just fun. They're just fun games to play.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, they haven't really changed a whole lot.
No,
since
but
even
I mean
the
that's
first one.
Nintendo at its
That's
best. It showed
yeah, that's
that.
Nintendo. Yeah, no, Breath of the Wild. You've been playing it, right?
No, man, I have put like no fucking time into it whatsoever.
Then it's definitely a different Zelda game. There's no other Zelda game that's like that massive. That game is fucking insanely massive.
Yeah, it's
intimidating,
almost.
to be honest.
That's exactly like I'm having a hard time even like getting going on it just because of that.
I played
put
his and
quite a
I got
I'm
to
into
the
it.
first shrine and it was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
You,
Tyler keeps playing. He's like, I keep getting lost. He's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You don't really have a huge. I mean, I guess that's one of the reasons why people like it. Is you don't really have. You do have certain things you have to do, but you don't have a path you have to follow. You really can do. And the game will tell you should not be doing this because you'll get to some spot and you'll just get fucking slaughtered.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in that game a lot. So, I mean, that's how I kind of found my path is I went off the grid and got destroyed. So then I found where I was supposed to go because that way I was at least able to survive.
Yeah. So
with
when
Smash Bros.
They didn't say when that's supposed to come out, did they?
2018, that's all it said.
Okay. That's good enough. Right on.
That is good. I'm going to go say it's probably like November.
Yeah, probably fourth quarter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a holiday buy for sure. Because they haven't announced really much else as far as major Switch games. They've announced a million indie games. There's Mario Tennis, which, I mean, I'm sure it's fun, but I'm not going to spend $60 on it.
I don't know. I mean, I had Mario Tennis on, I guess, 64 or GameCube, maybe.
64 had it for sure.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. But I played the shit out of it. I had so much fun with that game.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can justify $60.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a trend, too. Like, all the same games are coming out.
I mean, that's Nintendo. I mean, that's exactly what I expected.
It's been the trend for 20 years at least. Yeah. You know what's coming.
Right.
So
for the most part.
You just got to hope that the new version of all of the same game is just a new good version of it.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah,
I mean, they're 2 for 2 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I want that Zelda game so bad.
You gotta have time for that game.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to put the time into it.
What I like about the Switch, though, because if you don't, you can take it with you. And
you can take it, wherever.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a handheld, like, home console. It's strange.
Yeah. I like playing it as a handheld more than I like playing it hooked up to the TV.
I don't think I've had it to my TV more than, like, 2 times. I don't think I've played Super Mario on my TV at all.
Yeah.
I think that one game I have played specifically on the tablet portion of it.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I have it. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But they need more like official Nintendo games.
We'll get
that. Played Splatoon or anything like that before?
You saw that South Park game over.
Oh, I just started playing that on the PS4 because it was on sale and I bought it. Holy shit. I really like that game.
Yeah, I played the Stick of Truth. That was really fun.
Stick of Truth is good. They changed the combat system to more like a like you place the character in a certain spot and they do certain moves. It's really fun. It's got a really cool combat system.
I played the trial of it on my PlayStation 4. I was like, I got to get that game because it was fun as hell.
I played it like most of today. It was so good.
You guys ever play Fire Pro Wrestling?
Isn't that supposed to come to consoles like Switch and shit?
It's coming to PS4.
Okay. I thought I heard a Switch version is coming, which would make sense for them.
No, they have not announced a Switch version. I would love it if they did. That'd be so awesome.
Hold on real quick before we get to Fire Pro.
Oh, we don't have to talk about Fire Pro. I was kind of just kidding.
I just want to go back to the Switch.
Oh, that's how do you think the next iteration official
new podcast
was Fire.
That's why me and Taggart are starting the new wrestling podcast, so I can have somewhere else to talk about Fire Pro.
I'm hoping they'll sponsor us.
I hope so. That'd be fucking awesome.
But my question, you were talking about Switch while I was going. No, Brandon and Scott, do you have a Switch, Taggart?
No.
No. Okay, I don't have one either. How is the third party support up to now?
Third party? There's a million indie games on that thing.
Not indie. I'm talking about versus Xbox, where you'll get the Rainbow Sixes, you'll get the newest latest and greatest. I know South Park is coming. I know they said they were has there been Maddens? Has there been?
Not that I know. There's been a FIFA, but it's supposed to be awful.
I heard the exact opposite on FIFA. I heard that the Switch version was the best place to play the new one.
No, I heard that it just is terrible.
Oh.
But now Switch has been at what year? Has it been
One, yeah, like
in a year with with the last few days.
yeah.
But there's been a Madden since then. There's been like it
Well, of
concerns
course,
me,
there's probably been 4 Maddens since then.
but it's like it concerns me that there's not like more titles like moving forward. There's not a Call of Duty for it. It can certainly.
But it's a different system. It's
Yeah,
I mean,
they're-
you've already
they're
got
for
a
that.
you've already got a goddamn Xbox. Play
No.
those games on the fucking Xbox. Get a
No,
Nintendo and fucking play Mario.
I understand it. I like Nintendo. I like my Wii U. Like I'm playing Breath of the Wild right now on the Wii U. And but my point is like, do you think the Switch has the staying power? Like that's what's kind of been hesitant with me. Like, are we going to get those games where
They're slowly weeding out the 3DS for this thing. So yeah, I think it
so
has
you're
the
thinking
staying
it's
power.
moving more into like it'll be more or less the next 3DS then.
It's both. It's
Right.
both a home console and handheld.
So you're getting 2 in 1.
It's
So
already sold a lot
that's-
more than the Wii U.
I
This
had.
thing outsold the Wii U, and it's
I understand.
pacing
I'm not saying with like
PS2 numbers, I think.
and I understand like I'm hesitant with Nintendo just because like the Wii U I invested the money up front when it was new to get this new latest and greatest and had potential, but they themselves dropped the ball with it. Like
I don't feel
marketing.
like that.
You don't
Well,
think
no, I mean I agree with Smoothie 100% on that, and I almost feel like you can even go back one more than that. As much as the Wii was like the biggest fucking video game system in the world, like
Yeah.
it had
wasn't
like
that
the
great.
good main games, but then like it had nothing else.
like
And so I completely
Motion
understand what
controls murdered
Smoothie is.
that for me.
Yeah,
Like you couldn't like Skyward Sword is supposed to be really good, but I will never play it because that Zelda
That's the
game
first
relies on
Group.
the motion, and I never enjoyed a single game besides like the sports games with the motion controls because those are one and done games, not like a full fledged game that you play.
yeah. Lane keeps saying he wants to get that 3-2-1 switch or something. I'm not exactly sure what
It's not
that means.
supposed to be that great, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like it's just those same like boring little like those ones that are fun the first time you play it, but then you don't ever care to play it ever again.
now
That ARMS game looks pretty
I haven't
fun.
heard. Yeah,
Arms does
looks
look cool. Yeah,
I don't know if that's a $60 game.
yeah, right. I agree with you on that.
and that's the problem I have with the Switch. It's making me hesitant. Like I like the Wii U for what it was, and I know the potential that could have been. Like it competes at least with 360 PS3 graphically. in
Yeah,
terms-
they're about on the same page there.
it had backwards compatibility, but like the whole marketing and I think third parties are crucial to any console's life. And to
No,
me, it doesn't seem.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying it doesn't seem at this point that the Switch has even though they've like listed like when it was launching, we're working with all these EA blah blah
Yeah.
blah, but it doesn't seem like they.
Well, it's only been a year too,
Yeah.
so
I mean, I agree. I
there's
agree
a
with
whole
you.
other platform they have to kind of develop towards, so it might take a little longer.
And I
Yeah.
understand, but it's like, why do they want to say like if you're going to make a Nintendo console and I get it, like then make it strictly Nintendo. Like don't say you're going to offer a third party titles and throw one.
They are, but they're not all major. They have their they're going more towards. They're supporting a lot of indie developers, which I'd prefer.
Yeah, I
to be
love that.
honest.
No, and
Yeah.
I get that, but there's a device already for that. It's called the PS Vita. That could be.
Yeah, but no one fucking gives a shit about the Vita.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
one. And I don't give a shit about it.
But once again, it's because of poor marketing, and I think that's where Nintendo.
No, because they can't compete with Nintendo. That's why on the handheld market they couldn't.
Yeah, Nintendo just kills them.
Well,
Sorry,
they-
See,
they just
okay,
couldn't
so
do it.
here's my thing with it. Like Smoothie, I am 100% on board with like, and I own one, and I still can't say that I know that it's going to have like the lasting power, or if it's going to fuck up the way that the Wii U did.
I think
But
it
so
will have-
far, what they have come out with, which in my opinion is the important stuff, which is the first party shit for Nintendo, which is different than all the other consoles. The first party shit for Nintendo is what's vital, and what
Yep,
they have
100%.
released so far they've knocked out of the park. The
Yeah,
new Mario
they're
game is fantastic. The
Yeah.
new Zelda game is fantastic. Mario Kart's fucking awesome. Mario Smash Bros is, I'm sure, going to be awesome.
Yeah,
So I feel like the
Isn't that
reason
Mario Kart game just a remake of the one they did for Wii U?
it is,
but with like everything added on.
yeah. It is essentially just a repack, but
And they
yeah.
also have like other first party games. They have that weird crossover game, Mario versus the Rabbids or whatever. That's like a Ubisoft game.
And that
But that's supposed to be fucking good.
I don't
like,
think I've seen
really
anything about that.
I'm
Oh
not.
no.
I'm not.
Yeah, I saw a preview for that. It looks fucking fun.
I've seen previews for that as well. I'm not knocking. Like I would eventually like to get a Switch as well. But what I'm saying is, with Nintendo, like if you're going to be on Nintendo machine, then focus on Nintendo, because I think like the
They
Wii
are.
U,
Yeah, and that's what they're doing really well at.
but
They're focusing on that, but they're also porting a bunch of indie games. Really,
but don't port like they there should not. Sorry, you said
you
it.
want a Nintendo game strictly for Nintendo games.
Right, like it's
Yeah.
like back in the
Systems
back
Good there.
back like going, if you look back at like console history, like just in general, it was like there was Nintendo and there was a Sega Genesis. They would have their crossover games that would be the same on both things, but there were Sega exclusives, there were Nintendo exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's a
But
different
what-
time.
I know it was a different time, but it's like now you're in this market where you can go, I'm going to get this PlayStation 4 that can play Blu-rays, that can 4K movies, that can serve
Yeah.
multi-purposes, and then you have this Nintendo. What makes me
Nintendo is not interested in multimedia.
then they should just,
both PS4 and Xbox are.
and I understand that, but it's like they don't market. That's what I'm saying. It's a marketing thing. Like if you're saying, give me all the Marios, the Zeldas, the occasional third party crossovers with like the Rabbids game, which is Ubisoft, get those on there, but don't say we're now working like in their press conferences with EA, with this company, but you still have yet to a year in your life cycle release something.
Yeah, they're probably working on something exclusive with them instead of like, Call of Duty or Madden. They're probably getting like exclusive games for the Switch.
But and I understand
But
that
they haven't
But I
announced
don't
them
want-
yet, but
like,
they
I
probably
don't
that's
want
what I'm
to,
getting
like,
at.
unless it's like a Rainbow Six, like the Patriots that we should have got on the different consoles on the Switch. Like I don't want just now 3 years later you're throwing Rainbow Six Siege at me.
I
You're
doubt
throwing-
that. Well, I mean, they might. They did that with
Well, but
Skyrim, but
Yeah,
that
that's,
was,
that's what they did with Skyrim for sure.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's like, why wouldn't it like say, okay, we're going to strike an exclusive deal? Like,
Or-
I like what they're doing with Bayonetta. They're releasing Bayonetta 3 strictly for the Switch. And
they
that's
released the first 2 games on the Switch as well. But here's what they're offering, though. I think why you're not understanding why third-party games later makes sense. They're offering them portable. You're getting Doom and you're getting Skyrim on a portable platform. When before they were either on console or your computer.
No, but okay, I get that. No, and that's a very neat function, but you already have the 3DS. So are you doing away with the 3? Like, why are you
Yeah,
making people
Kind of,
buy?
yeah.
Why
Yeah,
you
eventually they will.
buy?
They've already been siphoning from the 3DS with the Switch to have handheld games.
Like to me, and
3DS only has like one game announced, and it's WarioWare, which
And
I'll
I-
probably get.
I love WarioWare. I'm
Those
such a
games
fucking
are so
WarioWare
fucking
fan.
good.
Fuck yeah.
So I will get that game for the 3DS, but that'll probably be the last 3DS game
What
I
I'm
ever
saying
had in
is,
my
like,
life.
That's one that I'm really wanting to happen on the Switch is a WarioWare game for
Yeah.
the Switch.
100%. I was hoping that's what they were going to announce it for, and I could just completely ignore my 3DS. We now have the Switch. It is
But right.
both.
but like, why should you have to ignore a console you already have? If you're aiming for that
Because you're
portable,
trying to get a conglomerate of one thing at one time.
but you could have that. To me, and I haven't played anything. Like, have you played Mario Kart on the Wii U and the Switch? Has anybody?
I've only played the Wii U version.
So, like, is there any graphical differences? Is there anything that makes me say like, this
No,
game-
there is not.
There's no reason to get. If you already have Mario Kart on the Wii U, you probably can stay away from the
So I'm
Switch.
saying, so they took there's a Mario Kart for the 3DS.
The Switch version is Mario Kart Deluxe, and it has
DLC. If I'm
Yeah,
it has
does have
like
that.
it
And
has
it's
a couple
portable.
extra things on it. Yeah.
so my point is like, and I'm not no Mr. like video game, but it's like I get with the portable thing, and you say you there's shit for the PSP or the PS Vita rather, but they have the integration with the PS4. You can do the
They
same
do.
do with the Switch, but you can take your AAA titles, you can take your Call of Duty, World War II, your newest Call of Duty, and play it on the Vita by a remote play offline. Same thing you're doing with the Switch. Now you're taking like Mario Kart. They released the Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS and the Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. Why can't I take my Mario Kart Wii U, which will probably play just the same on the 3DS XL or the new 3DS, whatever the hell they're calling it, and which is what I have. It's like, why then release the Switch to replace that? So it's like, if you're going to do away, then kill the 3DS. Like, I shouldn't have to buy.
They already pretty much have.
They have, but it's like, why can't they still release the game? I know it's a money thing. Like, I'm not dumb. I get that they're trying to make money, so they're going to kill off that and say buy it for this. But it's like, you can run the same thing on your 3DS XL, Wii U, and the Switch. Like, why like all the need? Like, they need to admit their failure with the Wii U and their marketing.
Well, they have. They've stopped doing anything with it.
Right, but they had
Completely abandoned it.
They had potential. Why? But they abandoned it at our cost. Like, if you had a Wii U, they said, "Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like anybody that spent
That
money
had
on
quite a
a
few
Wii
years
U
on it.
was kind of a big middle finger.
Like that
Yeah.
had so much potential. Like there's no
It
reason
did, but then no one bought it. So why would they waste their time on it?
Yeah.
because they didn't follow through. Like, you release something that's portable, like you can play like certain games. Like, I got it when I was living before we moved where we're at now. Where I was living, we had a downstairs bathroom, and this is going to sound disgusting or whatever, but like in the morning, I could get the gamepad, and it was close enough to the Wii U where I could go in before work while I'm doing the morning thing, play a couple rounds, Black Ops 2,
That's how you get poop particles everywhere.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but you can do that with a Switch without needing to be near like the
But
sensor.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, why would they, like, going back to the Wii U? Why would they like deal? Why would you have to be that close to the Wii U? Like, why couldn't it be network based? Like, why can't I take my games that I buy on the 3DS and play them on the Wii U? Like, why is the Nintendo account not sync up? Like, you have that with the PS Vita and the PS3 and 4. You can go and play your games that you buy on the PS Store if it's compatible with PS3.
Vita.
Well, that's also partially because
Sorry.
Nintendo still fucking sucks ass at anything that has to do with online.
Right. So, like, figure that
yeah.
stuff out. Like, the crucial stuff. Like, that's what would sell stuff. Like,
They
the
don't
Wii
care
U
that
could've-
much about that.
Yeah.
care
I mean,
more.
they go more for the sitting around playing with your friends on your couch
Then
thing, which
You do not give a
And that's
shit
fine.
about online.
And I get that. I do like that. Like, the one thing I
Yeah.
like about the Wii and even the Wii U, like certain games, is like that. Like, I like the game party games. They're cheap, the shovelware things, but like, I like playing the darts, the beer pong wannabes. But
Mhm.
it's like, focus on that. Don't offer. Like, don't say you can do all this, but we're not going to
The one
make
thing I'll say
anything
that Switch doesn't have is a virtual console like Wii and Wii U had.
right. And it's behind the times. It's like they're forcing this down. Like, they want you to buy this stuff. And it's like, I want to, like, literally, I'm looking at it. I want to buy it. I want to play. I want to have that ability to take Zelda or whatever. Like, I like Breath of the Wild, but I'm limited to just playing when I'm at home, and I can't even take it into the bathroom with me.
just go buy a damn Switch.
You're not gonna regret it.
But there's games on the Wii U, and there's games on the
That's every
Like-
console.
Yeah, I mean, they all have a life cycle till it's time for the new one. The Wii U
Yeah.
is just
What I'm
a
saying.
shorter life
The
cycle.
the Wii U just didn't last because people didn't buy it.
Yeah.
because
Because it was a shit console. There was no reason to fucking buy it.
and it was a shit console because that's the way Nintendo made it. They didn't.
Well, they didn't do it
Nintendo-
on purpose. It just ended up being a failed concept.
But
Yeah.
you can't, what you're telling me, like, you have the ability to connect let's say, and maybe this is me being salty, but I think this is the views of a lot of people. You have a console that you can literally take for like Smash Brothers, for instance, the Wii U. You can take your 3DS and you can use that as a controller. It connects to it. So why couldn't you do?
They also have a 3DS version of Smash Brothers too.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying you could take that and you could play and you could use that. Like, why couldn't you take if you can connect to it and use it as a control, why couldn't graphically, like the 3DS is a powerful system, especially a new thing.
But not as powerful as the Switch.
Nope.
Right, because they bumped up. We're going back to the Wii U, but I'm saying, why couldn't I do like with the Vita what the Vita does? And we'll talk about the Vita in a second.
They just
but why couldn't I play like? Why couldn't I stream? Like, why couldn't I take my DS and say, okay, or 3DS, I'm going to connect.
You got your damn phone in your pocket. If you want to watch fucking Netflix on the go, use your phone.
No, I didn't say. No, I'm saying.
No, I see what you're talking about, because on the Vita you can play PS4 games.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's
via remote play. It doesn't work that great.
It does, but it's something they could. But again, that's like Sony's downfall. They didn't put the time or the money into it. They have something that's capable to do this.
No, it's just the Vita wasn't a good way to play with a controller.
But
like it did not mimic a PS4 controller.
No, it had. Okay, but it was released. If you remember, it was released in PS3 days, and they promised a remote play. What's that?
Yeah, you're talking about the Vita being before the PS4.
So it's
yeah,
they were supposed to have that same functionality with the Vita. Like, you were supposed to be able to play your PS3 games, your titles like God of War. You were supposed to be able to remote play them with your PS3. Unfortunately, they didn't put it in. The code was there, everything was in place, but they didn't unlock it. So you had to hack it. And there was a time that somebody unlocked it where you could get all this stuff on there. It's like, but why wouldn't you do that? Like, if you're Sony,
we're separate consoles, dude. They were not doing like PS3 on the Vita. They were PS3-ish games that were sort of like the PS3 games on the Vita.
But that was one of the when the Vita initially released.
That was the best thing about it.
One of the things you could remote play, you could stream your games to the thing, like you can do right now with the PS4. And they dropped the ball, that functionality.
It doesn't work because you can't. I've tried it. You have to use a PS4 controller. Works way better than a Vita.
No, I understand that, because the touchscreen on the back is wonky. They make accessories for that. Whatever, you can use that. But what I'm saying is that availability wasn't there. Like right now, if I had a PS4, I could sit here right while we're playing and play Call of Duty 4 on my Vita or World War II, whatever, because that availability is there. It might not be the greatest, but
okay, so to circle back to Nintendo, because I think we lost sight of that. You were talking about the 3DS doing the same thing with the Wii U.
I think it's a streaming device. If you strip down both the Vita and the 3DS just as a streaming thing, you could get that same feed on your thing. There's no reason you couldn't. If you can connect to your console, whether it's the Wii U or the Wii, with your 3DS, new 3DS, however you want to do it, because I up the thing and graphically it's running quality. You can get quality on the 3DS. There's no reason that shouldn't be tapped. So now that what they're saying is you have this handheld thing, but let me tell you this console now that can do the same thing that the Wii U should have been able to do, because you had this gamepad, but instead you use infrared technology, I'm assuming, not like Wi-Fi.
No, the Switch is the console. That's the console. The pad is the actual console.
Right. So, okay, instead of making the pad itself, it's the console. But going back, it's like even like smaller things. It's like, why when I walk 5 feet away now where I live versus where I lived, I lose connection to it. It should be Wi-Fi based. Like the console and the gamepad for the Wii U should have been Wi-Fi based. So no matter where I'm at, as long as I'm connected.
Well, they wanted to be able to play offline.
No,
They
that's
don't care about the Wi-Fi portion of it. That's why.
no.
But I feel like Smoothie is just super shitty about a console that's just it's dead.
Yeah.
It's time to move on, man.
I feel like we're talking about 5 different things, kind of
I know.
push them
No,
together
no.
into one
No,
concept.
No, we're no, I am salty. I am
Yeah.
salty.
I mean, I understand, like, you know,
But
you
it's like,
spent good
okay.
money on a fucking console that didn't work out.
Hey, if you want to do away with that console, let me play my games. Don't go then release freaking small games that look like they can fit in your 3DS. Like, let me be able to play the games I already paid for. I bought the DLC for Mario Kart, but I can't play it now on the
But what's the
Switch.
difference between going from a
But they're
PS3
two
to a
different
PS4?
games.
PS3 to PS4. I mean, there was no backwards compatibility for PS4 or for PS3 on the PS4, so none of them let you continue to play your games anymore. Once they release
But
a new
they don't-
cycle, then it's a new cycle.
But when they, yes, I get that.
Which I'm not saying it's good. I mean, it sucks that it kind of
No,
is that
They
way.
didn't do
But
that for other Nintendo consoles either. So
but you didn't have that expect, like, when you have something that is capable of it to not
3DS
allow,
games are not capable of playing Wii U games, though.
you don't think you can
So what-
stream. You don't think streaming just as an interface. You don't think you could play, like, I have Black Ops 2 for the Wii U. You don't think you could play that on the 3DS.
No, I don't think you can because it's not capable of doing that. It was not meant for that.
But streaming wise is different though, because it takes a lot
Not
less
saying-
powerful of a machine to
just
stream
saying
than
the
to actually play.
You're not actually running it from.
Yeah, I know that you're doing it over Wi-Fi,
But that there's always
doesn't work
latency issues with the buttons and all that stuff.
And I
works
get that too with the analogy between the PS3 and the PS4, because I'm looking over here on my PS3. I don't have a PS4 yet, so we'll use the 360. But like, if they're releasing another game, it's an HD game. You know what I'm saying? It's like an HD remake of that game.
Yeah.
That you couldn't play. You can't play the HD remake on the Xbox. But in terms of just playing the same game, I should be able to play Mario Kart. It's the same game. There's no graphical, like, I should
It's
be
a
able
new
to-
system. It's a new era. You got to buy the new fucking game, man. You can't continue over one to the next anymore.
look,
You
they
just
can't just be like, "Hey,
They gotta sell you another
Here's the-
$60 game.
here's the Switch. You can play everything you ever own. Please don't buy anything else from us."
No, I get that too. I'm not saying from a business standpoint. I get it. You need to make money. Like, that part, I get. Like,
Yeah.
why then make it worthwhile to trade up? Like, I think the Wii U was the failure.
But I think they have made it worthwhile to trade up. They made a killer Mario game. They made a killer Zelda game.
But
Like they're doing well with it so far. They're doing
going
better.
to be making more games for this. They're killing off every other system that they've ever had for it. They're banking on the Switch. They're not going to be banking on the 3DS. They're not going to be banking on the Wii U because the Wii U is dead.
So they're sacrificing everything just for the Switch. And
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah,
And I understand.
Because they're focusing 100% on one thing, which is probably the smartest thing that they can
for
do.
sure is the smartest thing.
Well,
Absolutely.
what I'm saying is, like, I don't think, in my personal opinion, from what I've played to the Wii U and what I've seen to the Switch, there's no different. It maybe process.
Graphically, no, there really isn't.
Yeah,
they
you're
haven't
right about that.
upgraded
So you're
graphically,
paying
but
for
they
the
they did change enough. They innovated how you play the games now. That
Mhm.
is the difference between the Switch and the Wii U. The Wii U is 100% a home console. The Switch is both. They
Yeah.
changed it. They changed it quite, I would say, drastically enough for you to buy a Switch over a Wii U.
And I like what Nintendo's doing with it. Like, I don't give a shit that, like, the newest Call of Duty or the newest Madden or whatever. Like, we're at
I
a
didn't
point
buy
where,
a
like,
Switch for those games.
Yeah,
I didn't buy a
exactly.
Switch for them.
exactly.
And that's what I get, and that's going back to my previous thing.
I think Nintendo was kind of they're presenting me with stuff that was more like my childhood, and that's what I'm more interested in is shit like that. Like I want to sit down with my buddy on the couch and play some fucking Mario Kart.
And that's great, and I get that, and that 100% I'm behind, and I hope to see that with the Switch. That'll make me get one, because I do like that aspect that you can sit down and play with your friends locally, offline. But focus on your product. Like we're getting
They are
Super Mario. Well, no, you're getting Smash Brothers. Is it going to be any enhancements, or just a port of with?
No, it's a whole new Switch. Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's
They're
a brand new
building
game.
it from scratch.
But there's other Nintendo titles like F-Zero.
They haven't announced anything about that.
I hope they make F-Zero. That'd be awesome.
Like new Metroid that you can go back to.
Metroid is coming out.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. It's like
then for the Switch.
Then focus on your product.
But here to kind of piggyback off Smoothie, because again, I do still agree with the point of like I'm still not sold that this thing has like lasting power. Because what I'm worried about is that we're a year in right now, and then maybe within like the next year from now, then we'll have a new Metroid, we'll have a new Mario Party, we'll have a new WarioWare. And then, because I feel
they're gonna have a Pokemon game for that.
Yeah, there'll be a Pokemon game
that is going to sell all the Switches.
Absolutely, but then that's where I start to get worried. Then is once they have released all of their main catalog, is what happens after that? Because after that, we might have to wait another fucking 7 years for a new fucking Zelda game or something like that.
Or maybe not.
So
they haven't decided. They've already announced.
Party kind of starts to fuck with them if they can't continue to pump out the first party games, because they did not do that. That's what started to fuck them with the Wii, was that they kind of ran their cycle of first party games and then they kind of stopped, and then the console went to shit.
And that's what I'm saying.
My question is, like, I remember they made that Batman game for the Wii U, and it was like a watered down version of like a regular one you get on PS4 or Xbox. I wonder if they're gonna. I hope that they don't do that with the Switch.
Right.
I don't think they are.
So far, they have not.
But I mean, they have for some games, but the draw is you can play these console games on the go. Sure. It's going to be a little dumbed down from what you saw on the higher res consoles.
Yeah.
But they're going to be something you can take with you on a fucking airplane.
Yeah.
And that is a huge drawing for these games. And honestly, they've already discussed about they're not doing what they normally do with their handheld consoles and be like, there's a new Switch or anything. They said, you're just getting the Switch. We're not doing anything. We're not doing like weird upgrades and stuff with this. So they might just be doing this for the long haul. And as long as they have handheld, they're probably going to do at least a couple cycles with this thing.
And from what I've read, they said
they have third party titles that sell well enough that they don't have, even if they aren't like huge games, they sell pretty good smaller titles on that, and they could sell them for a decent price.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're not Steam prices, but nothing Steam prices.
But that's what I'm saying. Like goes back to my initial argument or my beef, if you will, with this. It's like, if you're going to sell Nintendo, sell Nintendo. I want to see the Donkey Kongs. I want to see the Zeldas. Like that's
what we need a new Donkey Kong Country also.
What your platform's about. I don't want to see a rehashed, like, okay, you threw out Splatoon's a great, IP.
But to play devil's advocate to the rehash thing, because I mean I'm almost on the same page with you as the rehash thing, but then to kind of go with what Scott's saying, like the ability to be able to play fucking Skyrim on the go, that's fucking awesome.
And that is,
so even if they offer old games, it's not like the worst in the world, because
it's
you
not
can
the
play
newest
them now
game, but
wherever the hell you want.
But like,
you can't do that with every other game.
No, I get that. And even if you're going to play a dumbed down version, I get the portability aspect of it. It's like, and you're right. If they're doing away with the three, but say it, they're not saying, they're still releasing like.
Well, they don't have to do whatever they want. They always silently kill consoles. They don't
eventually.
Say,
eventually they'll for sure like announce that it's a done thing. But for right now, it's still making money, so they're not going to kill it off.
The only new game that they have really pushed for the 3DS right now is WarioWare. Everything else is kind of they've released it all.
And
Yeah.
that
3DS has had a long run. So,
Oh hell yeah!
It has.
3DS had a hell of a run.
So
And
to have Switch kind of like take over both worlds
Mhm.
would actually be really great for them.
But
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
thing is, and
And great for the fans too. I mean,
And
just
for-
being a
to have
fan.
one console
Exactly.
instead of two
but this is
would honestly be better.
Yeah.
the thing with me. Then why can't you? If that's the way you're going, why couldn't I play my Super Mario 3D World on the Switch? Why are you going to then say we're going to
Yeah.
release these games as a virtual console game? Why can't I take what I've already paid
That
for?
is the one thing that Nintendo hasn't done with the Switch is do what they have done with the last two consoles.
if
Is
they
have
were
a virtual console where you can rebuy past games on both.
And
Forget
they
it.
will. They'll add that
Basically, they're
eventually.
going to.
Yeah.
They just needed the
they
base
talk-
probably.
they talked about, but
They didn't
forget
have
about all-
they didn't have the base for it
but it's like
until
if you're,
now.
if you're leaning that way, make it backwards compatible with the
They
3D.
will. I guarantee they will. You just have to be
What I'm
patient.
saying is, like, I want to take my 3DS games. They're roughly similar. So, well, I think the Switch games are smaller from what I've seen than the 3DS games. Like, why can't I take my freaking Super Smash Brothers from the 3DS? And I know it's a money thing. Like, I'm saying hypothetically, like, why would you make something that's so close to the specifications of a Nintendo 3DS game and not be able to play it on that if that's
Listen,
the way you're going? If you want
Nintendo, here's the thing with Nintendo, you're gonna have to just deal with. They make you buy shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Even if your 3DS bricked, you would have to buy the games. Basically, I mean, you cannot digitally. You would not be able to switch over games. You have to rebuy them,
and that sucks.
That's on their end. They're not great with the digital and online world yet. Still, they're still really behind on that.
Yeah.
But also, you can't switch saves over. You can't do any of that bullshit. They don't save things in the cloud.
But
Nintendo is behind on certain things.
They are, but like, it still amazes me. Like, I don't know if that's like people that are making it this way. Like, how are people still then yelling out the money for it? It's like, even with like the 3DS and the Wii U, like if I bought The Legend of Zelda, which I bought numerous times on the Wii, the original one, the original NES one's like, why can't my account say you bought this already? I can download it here. Why they hit me for $5?
Why?
Money,
I'll
yeah.
tell you why.
Because they want $5 more bucks.
Because they know you're gonna fucking buy it again.
Yeah.
And that says a lot. And like I said, I respect the hell out of Nintendo because they have done a lot for video games in general for this whole thing. And I'm willing to pay because their products are general like the Wii.
Let's put it this way. Nintendo is the Disney of the video game world for sure. You will buy whatever they re-release 100 fucking times, just like Disney does with their movies. They put it in the vault that comes out for the next iteration. People buy that shit.
But I never bought a Wii U, and I'm really glad that I never bought a Wii U. I did when it came out. I was like, well, I don't fucking need that.
It had games I wanted to play. It was fine. I never regretted getting one.
I love my Wii U. I do love my. When I sit down and play it, I enjoy it. Like I like, for instance, with the Wii U.
Have you modded yours?
What's that? No, I haven't even modded it.
Gotcha.
But for instance, like the Xbox Gold game the other month was the zombie game. That was a Zombie U exclusive, and I played it on the Xbox One. I'm enjoying it, but I like the fact that while it was small on the gamepad, you had your map at all times. Like you didn't have to switch to a different screen to look at the map. So I could be playing the game as normal on the screen, and that was like a great example of how to use the gamepad. But I still see the map. Like it's always available to me. Like if I'm in that situation, in a zombie situation, and have a map, like I have my eyes forward and can glance down at the map. Like it's always there available. I don't have to stop the action to go in. And it had its like fine points with it. And like I said, even with the in terms of the distance, it's like I don't know if they were using IR, whatever technology they were using to connect to it. It's like put the gamepad just online. Like if you're on the same network, like I could sit in my bathroom upstairs and play freaking Super Mario Brothers U. Like, it shouldn't say, "Oh, you're too far away from the console." Like, the technology should be there. That this should be Wi-Fi and this should be Wi-Fi. They don't.
They do what they want to do because you'll buy it.
And they're going
Do what they want to do. Say what they want to say.
And I appreciate.
Exactly.
Thank you, the Adams family.
Yeah.
And I appreciate, and I'm not knocking the. I want the Switch to succeed, but all the
It's already there.
no,
Yeah, it's kicking ass.
in term, but the Wii kicked ass, and then it died. What I'm saying is, and then the only reason I go back to these crappy third-party titles, whatever you may think of them, whether you like a Call of Duty or you don't like Call of Duty, you like a Madden or you don't like a Madden.
I like them. I don't care that to have them on the Nintendo
Right,
console.
because you're buying for the Mario Odysseys. Like
I'm buying Nintendo console for Nintendo games,
and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, in terms of Nintendo world, it's like the Wii U flopped because they lost all support from third parties.
they had a lot in the beginning. It just those games were already out, and they didn't do anything significant with it.
They didn't work.
They do significant things with the Switch, like I said, because it's portable. That is huge.
But it's like you're getting stuff, and yes, I would like to play like a game portable. I'd like to be able to take it with me, but have it available. Like I remember like the press conference, they made a big thing. We're working with EA, Trey, whatever companies they flashed up on screen.
We'll see what they do.
But what I'm saying, we
don't know what they're doing with them.
But we've already had titles. What I'm saying is we already had titles that have released. There's certain titles.
Maybe they're not doing that.
Like the Maddens, but the way that I wish I could. Maybe I'll look for that video. Maybe we can share that in the description of this. When they said we're working with EA, we're working with this and that. There's been a Madden. Like, how many Maddens are on the Switch? Are there any?
How many do we need? I think we don't need to get another fucking Madden to get in our lives.
What I'm saying is, it's not whether we need it or not. It's whether or not, like, it's available. You say in your when before the Switch is released, you're using this as your selling point. We've worked out deals with EA. We've worked out deals with Ubisoft. Your Ubisoft game you're getting is not a Rainbow Six game. You're getting Mario with fucking rabbits. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I hear it's a fucking fantastic game, so there's no point in complaining.
What I'm saying, but what I'm saying is when you see those titles or those developers that you're working with, what's the first thing you think of? When I think EA, I think Madden. When I think Ubisoft, I think Rainbow Six. There's other titles.
They have other shit that they can do. They're not stuck to one thing that they do. All these developers
that's what
and publishers, they all have completely different things that they do. We could get something unique to the Switch, which is what I would prefer, to be honest.
Right.
We get the same old bullshit every goddamn year with the PS4 and the Xbox One. And that's something different for the Switch.
But that's what I'm saying. But even if you're getting the same old stuff, yes, you can take your Switch with you, and that's the beautiful part about it. But so, like, I want to be a one console person.
But you're not. That's not a reality.
Yeah, it's just not that way anymore. It's just not. I mean, if you're going to consider yourself a gamer at this point, like, you just kind of got to know, like,
you gotta have the big three. You gotta have PlayStation, you gotta have Xbox, and you gotta have Switch or a Nintendo. You gotta have all three of those motherfuckers if you want to call yourself like the gamer.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have them,
you don't have to.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you want to play one fucking console, so fucking be it. But
if you want to be a super gamer, then you gotta have those three, probably plus PC.
There is definitely advantages to owning multiple of them. If you're capable of, if you can afford to buy them, then right on. If not, whatever. Who gives a fuck?
If you care enough. If you don't care, then you choose, and then you're good with what your choices.
Right. You can just have a fucking Xbox and have more than enough games to play for the rest of your fucking life. 100%. So,
do they have Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword HD on the Switch? Do you guys know?
None of those are on the Switch right now.
Okay. That'd be the only reason I'd buy a Wii U, just because of that.
Yeah,
cheap as shit to get right now. So if you wanted one, go for it.
Yeah, and they're moddable.
But they don't want everyone to drop the damn price.
If you want one, my friend,
Nintendo.
my kid's friend is selling his Wii U for $100, and it comes with like 2 controllers and shit. Like Tyler's thought about buying it because then we could mod it and play like Mario Maker and shit. Because we never got to play that because we didn't have a Wii U.
I would say it's worth it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of weird. Like we just bought a Switch like a month ago, but now we're considering buying the console that's fucking dead before it for $100. But
I've been looking on Facebook for a cheap one.
Yeah. So I mean, $100 and you can fucking mod it and never have to pay for games. Like that's not bad. Yeah. All right, so here, let me throw this in here to the whole fucking conversation. My buddy Lee threw this in here. So Nintendo has their online shit as $20 for a year now. Thoughts?
That's cheap as fuck comparatively.
Comparatively, yes, but comparatively with the other ones that are more expensive, you get a bunch of free games, and I say free with quotation marks because you're paying $60 a year for them. Yeah. But with Nintendo, you're not receiving stuff like that. I'd rather pay Nintendo $50 a month or a year and like get some games to like build up my collection.
Yeah. I would rather. I know I'm not going to migrate it to it unless there's something super worth it because I'm not going to play any of these games online.
Mm-hmm.
I already know when I get Smash Brothers, I'm not playing online with it.
Yeah. But like at this point, like you have it, I have it, my buddy Lee has it. Like it could be fun for us all to get on and like play some Mario Kart together or whatever.
We can do it now before it's, you pay for it. So
yeah,
if you want to do that, sure. But
yeah,
that's if we're actually going to do it. If not, then I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. We always talk about doing it and we never fucking do.
Well, but I play the outbreak version of Rainbow Six tonight, by the way. It's pretty sweet.
We still need to play that very much so. But I mean, I would personally rather pay $50 a year than $20 a year and build up my library of stuff to play.
See, if they offered that, I'm going for it.
Yeah,
with day one, I guarantee it.
What does the Nintendo thing include? Like, is that
nothing?
It's just their online play. So $20 for online play.
I think they. Part of me thinks they might drop that because they have been the proponents for not only they don't give a fuck about online play, they will promote free online play. That's what they've been promoting for years.
That's what it's been for years, but now it's $20. Which all of the articles and everything all make it sound like it's such a great deal in comparison because it's only $20.
So that's just
but you're not getting the same thing, right?
It's just to play online, like
just to play online.
Call of Duty, like so you can actually play online Call of Duty. You'd have to pay $20 a year.
That is correct.
So like, and see that I have a problem with because you had when the PlayStation 3 was, and that was one of the selling points about PlayStation. Uh-huh. You could play any Call of Duty. You didn't have to pay money to play Call of Duty games. If you wanted to invest that money to get the free games, to get the different perks or whatever that are associated with the subscription.
Their games have been getting a lot better lately, like the free ones. Like there for a while, they were really shitty.
Yeah, now they have Fortnite. They have Warframe and shit like that. Those free online games have actually got a lot of clout behind them.
My kids play the shit out of Fortnite, man. My kids love Fortnite.
I tried it once. I was so bad at it. I died like within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm willing to pay. Like even before, like I had a PS3 at the same time I had a 360, and I would enjoy playing the game. So I always go back to the 360 and pay the $60 a year because even before
we all played them
free games, it was a better experience. It wasn't as buggy, it wasn't as laggy, not necessarily even playing online. Like I never had any problems playing online with like a Call of Duty game, but like in terms of like going to the store, it would take forever, whereas Microsoft, you go out, you get the game. Like I'd have to wait all night to download the freaking game from PS3, where Xbox would be done in an hour.
Yeah. It's not any better with PS4, to be honest. It's still a long,
you're paying
whatever reason it's a longer download for PS4 than the one.
But so it's like, why are you paying then on like the Switch just to access these features? Like if there's no,
I don't know.
They want to make another $20.
They see that it works for other consoles, and then they're going to offer something cheaper.
Right. But they're not offering the same service.
Well, they're not offering. They're just offering a price tag. You see $20 as opposed to 50 because I think PlayStation Network bumped up to 60.
Yeah, but then you can't play 60. Online unless you pay them.
Right.
But
so people that like to play Mario Kart online and probably Smash Brothers online are going to have to make a choice. Whereas us, we don't really care enough to pay that much for just to play Mario Kart online or Smash Brothers online.
If they're not going to give me some games, then I'm not interested in giving them $20.
I'm
Not
right
as
there
of
with you.
now, at least.
I'm right there with you.
I thought the Switch was, or Nintendo was going to offer certain game, kind of like the Xbox Gold, or
They've never announced that. Maybe one day they will, and if they do, I will consider it.
Yeah. Once they've been around for a little bit and they start getting more titles under their belt, then maybe that is something they'll do. But they'll never give away the first party stuff, I don't think. Like they'll never give you fucking Mario Odyssey.
Old, I thought I heard old like console, like virtual whenever the virtual console becomes live.
I would be all right with that.
Yeah, totally. They could do some really cool shit with that.
Yeah,
game for a month.
I'd play anything like GameCube or older for free for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of NES, SNES, fucking N64. I mean, they have such a fucking vast library that they could have all kinds of cool free shit.
I love the shit out of my GameCube.
Yeah. I loved my GameCube.
Not only that, they also offer like Game Boy Advance, shit like that. And potentially they could even have like 2D and or DS and 3DS games.
But not
on the virtual console.
If Nintendo could come up with something like Xbox does with their Game Pass for past Nintendo games, that'd be the coolest shit ever. That'd be fucking awesome.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
No,
I mean, I've got all that shit on emulators with ROMs and Raspberry Pi and all that shit, but it'd be awesome to fucking have it on the Switch and have it like that. That'd be perfect.
But to have a Switch and tied to an account, so even if you have a 3DS as well, you can say, okay, I can play Legend of Zelda or Super Mario 2 both places. I bought it.
We're talking the online for the Switch. It's a different, completely different ecosystem.
No, I get it, and that's. But I would rather pay. Like, I think in terms of that aspect, I think Xbox has nailed it. Like I like PlayStation Plus. When I had it, I enjoyed it, but it seems like their games have went downhill. Like when I had the Vita and the PS3, I was getting good.
I think
titles.
I think with the Xbox, with their games with gold, between that, the Xbox Game Pass, and EA Access, I think the Xbox kills it. And the way that you can, the amount of money you can spend versus the amount of games that you can fucking play, I think they've blown it out of the water with that shit.
And I agree with that.
Definitely.
And if I'm not mistaken, like once you, like if you have a gold subscription, regardless of active subscription, if you like get one of the free games, download it and delete it, whatever, you own that. Yeah. Proverbially, even if
as long as you have gold.
Correct.
Is it still the same? Like PlayStation Plus, as long as you don't.
It's just like that. You have to have gold in order to play the games.
Okay, I thought it was different, but whatever. Both of them.
Because you're essentially paying for a license, and your license doesn't
licensing
work.
a game, just like the Game Pass too.
Yeah.
I think in terms of bang for the buck, Xbox.
Yeah. Yet the PS4 is still killing the Xbox in sales. Just murdering them.
There's a reason for that though. When they were announcing the two consoles together, Xbox, they had a PR dude that was he was bad.
Yeah.
No, that was
he's basically saying, "Fuck you if you don't need to have online access. You need to move or whatever." He really basically said something like that.
Yeah.
He put up a middle finger towards people that could not access games online and digitally and stuff like that. Because they were basically saying we are moving to digital only.
Yeah.
They
had to backtrack themselves pretty hard after that, dude. They had to fire that guy and backtrack.
Well, that and Connect. They were just so fucking concerned about Connect.
Which they killed. It's dead.
Which they
completely dead now.
Yes.
They screwed.
Who cares?
They screwed. They screwed the pooch on that, and they were focusing more about the one console in an entertainment facet. Like
Yeah.
if I recall the initial,
Yeah, they were making it basically another cable box,
Yes,
which was
exactly.
stupid. That was their in E3. That was the only
Right.
thing they really talked. They didn't talk about games. They talked about the features it had,
right,
which is
good,
absolutely
whatever.
ridiculous.
It has an HDMI input on it.
Like,
Yep.
what do? You can connect that. You could have your cable box connected to your Xbox to connect to your TV.
Right.
Well,
So now you can have your
okay.
Xbox on the whole fucking time that you're watching TV and just wasting fucking power
a
for no
shit
reason.
ton of electricity just to
Right.
watch TV. It was so stupid.
It
If
was
I'm
very stupid.
remembering correctly, you could like the one they said that with like Comcast, like they struck a deal with Comcast or Xfinity, whatever the hell you
It
want to call it,
probably did.
that you
yeah.
could like through
So
like
it
you
sounds
get-
that sketchy. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like you could get like in essence like that would be your cable box, like you with your cable subscription.
They
you-
didn't do that. They didn't go that far, I don't think.
But no, I
We-
believe if you go back and listen, like that was the thing. Like you could get Comcast plans with the Xbox One included as like your entertainment.
I don't think that ever came through.
No.
I don't think that ever went through with that. If
I
that was
don't
the
think
case,
it did either, and I think that's where where they now they focus too much on entertainment. Nobody wants to play an Xbox after you release a console like the 360. Like the Xbox was the original Xbox was great. The 360 was the dominant one. That was the console you wanted to have, and you release that, and you say, "Here's our new console."
well, yeah, they were going off of their entertainment because they did with the 360. They were adding so many facets, entertainment facets to it that they when they started making the Xbox One.
I mean, goddamn, you gotta even
Switch to
fucking
it.
remember that for the longest time, the fucking Netflix app was 360 exclusive
It
for
was
a very
right.
long time. For
It
a very long time.
It was a while until it's like, holy shit, my PS3 can now play Netflix.
Yeah. And when it
And-
originally happened, they put Netflix on a fucking disc before it was even allowed to be a downloadable thing.
And I had that.
Yeah.
And they also had like this really cool party system on the 360 where you could
Yeah.
watch the same movie together.
Yeah.
It was like a theater mode almost.
Yep.
And that they never
And your little avatar sat there and watched it like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style.
And nobody who did that would be for some reason. I try to get people to do that all the time, but no one would do it.
Right on. That was a super long. I think it's the longest discussion we've had yet.
I think it was a damn good discussion that we.
It was.
So,
My buddy-
since we talked about video games, what are we all playing right now?
Fire Pro Wrestling.
Of course. Smoothie, what are you playing?
I am bouncing between Call of Duty, new Call of Duty, and Breath of the Wild
Good choices.
on the Wii U.
Taggart, you haven't talked in probably at least an hour and a half. Playing anything?
Welcome to Taggart. He's our guest for the season.
You
Hey,
playing
thanks for
anything?
having me. Shit, I watch my kid play it more than I do. Probably
No, fair enough.
he plays a lot of those Lego Batman games and shit.
Those are pretty fun games.
Yeah, those are very fun games.
Yeah.
He mixes it up. He'll play the PlayStation 3 and play shit on there, and because I got a bunch of games downloaded on that. And,
Cool.
as far as me, I play his Switch when I go over there on the weekends anymore.
Fair enough.
There's a Bomberman game for the Switch that I kind of want to get to. I've always loved Bomberman.
Those are good games, but isn't that? I don't know if I'd again.
Yes, exactly.
It's got to be cheap.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah,
Bomberman is not a full price game.
Yeah. I watched like an IGN review of it or whatever, and they were like comparing it to the Xbox Live Arcade version of Bomberman, which was
fucking amazing.
which was like the best fucking game ever made.
It's so
And,
good.
Yeah. So like the new one, like the Switch one, they were talking about like it has like way less like game type options and shit than the 360 version did. And the 360 version was fucking $10 and the Switch version is $60. So
Yeah, exactly.
kind of a hard sell on that one. Maybe if it drops in price, I'll pick it up. But
You're the
Oh,
only
yeah.
reason that I bought the Bomberman game for the 360.
that
my
game
God.
was
I
much
played
fun.
So much of that game.
Oh yeah. Played a ton of it. That was so good.
So good. It was so fun.
There is a Worms game on the Switch. I'm
I
not
played
sure.
plenty of Worms games. I don't know if I need to play them anymore, but
Yeah. I haven't played
Well,
Worms
that's
too
on
much
PlayStation
lately.
3.
Yeah, the one on the Xbox, the one on the 360 and the PS3, Worms 2, that was the best one. They haven't made one as good as that one since then.
I played a lot of that one on 360.
Yeah, that was a really fun game.
Well, what I've been playing, which is it's switched up so many different games. I played some Zelda, Breath of the Wild here and there, get stuck, say fuck it, give up, and then I play Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS4, and I just started playing the South Park game, Fractured Butthole.
That game is so fun.
It's so good.
That's the name of the game is Fractured Butthole?
Yeah, and it's
Fractured
spelled
Butt
and then yeah.
Yeah, it's not butthole, it's butt, B-U-T, and then W-H-O-L-E.
Okay, gotcha.
And I played
what kind of game is it? Like, I'm so dumb I don't even know
Like
what the fuck.
it's an RPG. It's like a strategy RPG though, because you're not playing you're still playing turn-based, but you like choose squares that you're standing in to do attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than like a traditional RPG.
Right on.
And I beat the other day Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is
I
the
love those Uncharted games.
I loved every single Uncharted game that I've played.
I still haven't played 4 for the PS4.
4 is good. The only thing that I really complain about is there's a lot of padding. There's a lot of just exploring. It's like land in between and jumping puzzles in between like actual action and stuff. But,
I love the shit out of that Legacy, or that one where they had all the 3 PS3 games on it.
Oh yeah, the
Uncharted. Yeah,
the first 3 games. Those are my favorite games of the PS3 era.
I bought that off the Redbox for like $10 or something.
That game's cheap.
Yeah.
Redbox has got some good deals sometimes like that.
Yeah. Like my favorite PlayStation games are like Uncharted and the God of War games.
Oh, I love God of War too.
Not wait for the PS4 God of War game at all.
Badass.
It's like a month away and I'm just dying for that game.
They got so much hype about it too, like action figures and everything else.
Yeah.
And the figures look fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going for like more of an adventure game than the other ones.
God of War 3 was the reason why I bought a PS3. Like,
God of War 3 is the peak of the franchise.
Yeah,
Too,
that shit was so fucking good.
The game is perfect.
I remember that Vine.
It's challenging, but it's super good.
Yeah, it was a very hard game. Yeah, that Vine that I put up of the "You Are Dead" shit.
Yeah.
Vine. Is Vine still a thing?
No.
That's
Oh,
dead,
they brought
right?
it back, didn't they?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they brought that shit back. I can't check.
I
because my
was
phone
on
was
Twitter,
dead. Oh no, it's dead.
yesterday, and somebody had some Vine links, and I went to tap it, and it said that it was
Oh,
there.
okay. I know they killed it, but I thought they were bringing it back. But maybe it's something.
I heard
maybe
that
it's
too.
Something else. Maybe they haven't done it yet.
All right, Smoothie's back, so I can quit talking again.
We can only have one Brian at a time.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
My buddy Lee said that he's gonna get a computer. He don't have a laptop or anything. He's like, I'm gonna get a computer just so I can fucking talk to you guys on this show. So
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he said he was headed to bed, but tell everybody really good show tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Oh yeah.
I will. I can't wait to interrupt you.
We have talked long enough. I feel like we need to end this shit. But real
Yeah,
quick,
sure.
at least real quick, I want to go to the new Ash vs. Evil Dead episode for a second.
Yeah, you guys go. I need to get into that
Here's
show.
more B&B time.
Yeah.
The way I'm
So-
That's good.
BB. Oh, you haven't watched it.
We got BB gun. All right, go. Project
So-
BB gun. Let's go.
They
Scott and I go over here and talk about PlayStation 4.
All right, we'll do it on the side here. I don't know how that works, but
I'm new to the whole hangout thing. Go ahead.
you guys
thanks.
talk.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, you guys are allowed now to go for it.
So I saw a couple of the cast like on Twitter like before I watched the episode that were basically saying like this is like the sickest episode yet. And I'm like, that's pretty big when like they start claiming that type shit. And I was like, what can they
I've looked
do
at
that would
previews
really
for it? I've seen them on
Yeah.
Hulu. It was like, holy shit, this.
Yeah.
I need to really catch up on this.
Yeah, you do. You for sure need to watch it.
It is a great show.
It's fantastic. I mean, if you like Evil Dead, like there's a lot of shit that like, you know, they don't make a new one forever and then they bring it back and it kind of sucks, but like they are killing it. Like it's a fantastic fucking show.
I saw the other day that the ratings are kind of low, so that we need to kind of catch up on it because they're probably going to cancel it.
Yeah, it sounds like they're in danger of this being the last season.
Now,
well, hopefully they get a chance to put an ending to it then.
Yeah.
Why would you think that it would be like? I mean, I'm obviously that's
low ratings.
No, thank you.
What it always is.
What I'm getting to is, do you think it's because it's on? I mean, I know like Game of Thrones has succeeded on HBO. Do you think it's on that type of?
I mean, already Evil Dead is kind of a niche market. Like it's not like a big like kind of thing. But
there's a reason why they have to put a show on that kind of network.
Yeah, but I feel like if they could have got like a deal with Netflix, then they probably would have like more viewers than if it was on Starz.
With Netflix, it's a little different than Starz, though.
But what I'm saying is, like, you have there's a huge following of Ash vs. Evil Dead. So, and there's also a huge follow. Like, I'm a huge fan of the Trailer Park Boys, which started as a network show in Canada and now is a Netflix only. Yeah. Like, do you think even if they get canceled by Starz or whatever,
they could? Yeah, because it's already on Netflix.
Exactly.
It's possible it could be picked up again.
But I think that's kind of what everybody's hoping for.
It's up to the production companies to say, is it worth it?
Yeah. I think it is.
Probably could.
I think it is too.
They could swing it because they put a lot of money into shows that don't necessarily always do numbers, but they have they have the subscriber base for it. Yeah. Whereas I don't know if it's Starz.
Yeah.
Starz has this is subscriber base that Netflix does.
To me, I don't think it's necessarily the subscriber base. What I think it comes down to is the era we're living in now and the time we're living in now with like cable. More people are going to the digital markets, like the completely cutting the cord, like they always say.
Netflix and Hulu.
It's getting harder to do that now, though.
Like, if you're producing something, like if you look at a show like Breaking Bad, of course, started years ago, was a great successful show for HBO.
It was on AMC. It was not successful until after it was on Netflix, to be honest.
Right. Okay, but we're saying, I'm sorry, scratch that. You didn't hear that. We'll go to Game of Thrones because that is a HBO exclusive. So that's a successful show. But I think if you're marketing a show specifically for a cable network like that, I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's enough fan base for Evil Dead and this whole universe.
Yeah, true.
Outside
let's be honest, the Evil Dead crowd is older. And it's not. I don't know if it's getting younger. That's the problem.
But I think it has potential if it's able to reach more people, because more and more people are doing away with. Why make a show that's strictly geared for a premium network? We'll say that's what the cable company.
Because that's who bought it. I mean, if we're going to go straight to numbers, that's who.
I'm sure Starz was not their first choice.
It was probably either the best bidding or the only bidding that could really work for their budget that was going to work.
Because I guarantee
otherwise they weren't going to get anything.
I guarantee you they would have
small, or that was the best they could do.
Netflix or HBO or whatever, but Starz is where they landed because
that was what they could do.
They're more. There's Ash vs. Evil Dead is more of a Starz level show than it is an HBO show. It is what it is.
It's a cult following, not like a major following. Like, it's not Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cult following.
I'm super glad they brought it back, and they've done a hell of a job with what they.
I'm shocked they got 3 years out of it.
Yeah, I mean, compared to a lot of other shows,
motherfucker.
So the new episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Did you watch the new episode, Smoothie?
I did.
Did you think it was the sickest episode yet, as the cast was saying on Twitter?
Sick and twisted, maybe, but
it was pretty fucking gross.
To me, I thought it was gross, but it was funny.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
it wasn't anything to be taken with a
Right.
grain of salt. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
you know what
Then
you're going into with this franchise, with this series, the way it's progressed from that. It's like
It's so gross, but at the same time, it's like an episode of The Three Stooges. So
without any spoilers, if you go back to season, what was it, 2, I guess, or maybe 1 even, with the morgue episode.
the morgue episode was the best. That was season 2.
Okay, season 2. No different than that. It's just a different fluid.
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's the
That's
same.
exactly
they're
right.
using the same joke, the
Yes.
same gag,
Yes.
only a different way, and it appeals to those people who are watching it, and it also appeals to those people who are going to get grossed out by. Like at first, I was like, "This is disgusting," but it's funny, like because
It's so
the
fun.
way they presented it, the way
Yes.
the shooting of the so said thing without spoilers.
Yes.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
The way they portrayed that, it's like
Yes.
that hilarious.
They did it the way only Bruce Campbell and Evil Dead could do it, and it was so good.
And it was. And if this is their swan song, if this is the last,
Yeah.
and if you will, like I said, using Trailer Park Boys as an example, it can be picked up later. And we
Yeah.
have to tone some stuff back, but they can tone back without sacrificing.
Yeah. I don't know like if it landed on Netflix, like ideally, I don't know that Netflix would have them tone it back. Do you think?
No.
No.
If you look at Trailer Park Boys, the humor is the same, if not amplified. since
Okay.
they've been on there, but they went 7 seasons on whatever the broadcasting station is in Canada,
Yeah.
and
They
enjoyed
got more popular with Netflix.
Yeah.
right because you were able
More
to
people could watch it.
Yeah.
exactly. You weren't limited to seeing reruns or buying the DVDs or
Well,
seeing.
yeah, you were. You saw the reruns. That's all it was on
No,
Netflix for a time.
What I'm saying is,
But it was for a new audience to be able to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
they were able to. They said, okay, they made 7 seasons on whatever channel they were on in Canada, but then you go to Netflix. It's like, okay, here's season 8. I'm going to watch all 8 episodes 10
Exclusively
episodes.
on Netflix. Yeah.
But it's like you knew what was coming. They said, okay, it's available now, but it wasn't limited to. We have to wait through 10 weeks, 8 weeks, however many episodes there were to watch it. You could say, okay, I'm going to. All right.
Let's
it's
be
available.
honest. Trailer Park Boys were probably on the verge of being canceled without Netflix. I'm assuming that's exactly what happened, and that's why Netflix has come in and saved a lot of shows.
But there's been
Same
enough.
with Hulu.
There's been enough cult following. Like that's what I'm saying. It doesn't.
Yeah,
you
they
don't,
have a cult following. Yeah,
you don't need these huge things. You can find a happy home.
and I guarantee Ash vs. Evil Dead could do that on Netflix as long as Netflix is willing to pick it up.
But I think they would be, obviously, if they're carrying the
If the story's there.
current 2 season. Even if it's not that, I mean, like it could be so as long as it holds to the main thing, it doesn't stray too far away.
Well, in my opinion, I wish shows would only stay as long as they need to. Like, I would be great with a show that's 3 to 4 seasons that was perfect with 4 seasons. And then
Yeah, I mean that's usually when a show starts to fucking drop off anyway.
I want a full series that I think is fantastic, and then it ends. It has an end point. Those are the best kinds of seasons. Our shows. Breaking Bad was one of them. They found an end point and they said, "We're done. We're not going to keep going with this because we're just going to fuck it up."
And
we have an end point. And
that's
I think
just not what most people go for. Most of the shows, they want to just run for fucking ever and run it into the ground and
I agree.
recycle
I know.
all
That's
the
why I
fucking
wish that
stories
all
and-
shows would start knowing where the end point is, and they're building towards that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that happens,
But
unfortunately.
they want to make money, so if there's
Yeah.
still money to be made, of course they're just gonna keep.
And I would
churning out.
love. I don't want shows to outstay their welcome because
Walking
you see
Dead.
shows, Walking Dead. Even if we talk comedy shows, let's talk about Office. Let's talk about Scrubs.
Yeah.
Scrubs had a perfect ending, and then they had another season.
Yes.
It was
That one on
absolutely
ABC?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
They had the what
The
what
finale,
do you call it?
the real finale of Scrubs was one of the best moments in TV for me ever.
Yeah,
I fucking
it was one of the
loved-
best finales I've ever watched.
Absolutely, it was so goddamn good. And then there was another season that only had half the fucking cast, and it's like, goddamn.
And it wasn't good.
Yep, not at all.
Because it was clearly a spinoff that they were just pushing a Scrub season 9, but still, you didn't. It was pointless.
Absolutely.
And when Michael left the office,
Yep.
it should have ended,
Absolutely.
but it didn't.
And now they're
they
gonna
had-
fucking bring back the fucking Office, and again with no
They're
Michael.
talking about it, and I don't see how it could possibly. I don't see how anyone could possibly be for that.
No.
Now,
To me, it's like they actually ended the show really well.
Yeah,
They
for sure.
actually ended The Office. When you watch it, season 8 was shit.
Yep.
Half of season 9 was shit, but they
Yep.
actually ended it very well, and I
Absolutely.
don't want them to fuck with that.
Yeah.
Because when you end something so good, you can't go back.
Yep.
You have to be like, we have an end point. We move on.
Goddamn, I mean, we're in a point now where that just everything is fucking regurgitated. It's all just remake this, reboot that, and there's
I
no
know.
fucking original ideas.
but
I agree.
I think too.
We're even getting another Lord of the Rings, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean they'll keep churning all of it out if there. I mean, there's money to be made. So
And that's the problem when it comes to the money. Like, if you're going to relaunch or reboot something because you believe it can stand on its own, whether it's a success or a failure, then all power to you. Like in honesty, I believe that's the way that Ash vs. Evil Dead, initially went. It's like they loved this project, they loved the show that they were delivering,
yeah,
and wanted to go
Well,
on.
the fans really wanted an Evil Dead 4, and this is
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're getting. This is what you're getting. You're
Yeah.
not getting Evil Dead 4. You're getting this show.
But you're
Yeah.
getting that. Are they looking for financial gains? Yes, they are.
of
Obviously,
course,
because
Every
Right.
business is.
of course,
I get that. I graduated with a marketing degree. I get
of course.
that piece of it, but it's like they continue to put these out because there is some fan service. There's some
Yeah.
Well, there are people that are still watching it, but the problem is it's getting less.
Yeah.
That's
And I
what
really
they're-
and I really respect the way that Ash vs. Evil Dead did it also, because like they brought back like the whole, not all of them, but like all the original team that like did the movies and stuff.
the
like
actual.
Sam
Yeah.
Raimi, Ted Raimi, and like all of them like are still a part of this. Robert Tapper, like they're all a part of the series. So, and I think that's why the series is so good, because they were able to keep a lot of the same crew.
It was a labor of love.
Hmm.
And I think that's the way it's going to be. And hopefully they would pick it to Netflix. Hopefully Netflix obviously is picked up on this as a savior. I mean, look at shows like Full House versus Fuller House.
Yeah,
That's complete fan service, but it's lasted like
yeah,
more seasons.
And it's
Just
done really
people
well for
watching
them.
it for whatever reason.
yeah.
But
I really enjoyed the first season of Fuller House.
I enjoyed.
I liked it.
My son loves Full House. Like he got into Full. He went out and bought with his own money, like the actual original like box set of
Nice.
the episodes.
Yeah,
And that's why I grew up on it, and I get it. And it's a little
Mhm.
more. When I look at Fuller House, it's a little more cheesily done, but the jokes are still there. But they've amped
Yeah.
up to where we get them. Like they're
Yeah.
at another level.
Yeah.
And one thing I respect, even with like a Candace Cameron, who is like a Christian, because that's
Mhm.
where I'm at. Like she even treads those waters. Like
Yeah.
the
I
other
agree.
side
Yeah,
might even offend those people, but I get it, and that's where it's at. And even without like you could look back at Full House and say like Michelle was the Olsen twins were the selling point of that show. Like they were the big thing to come out of that show,
yeah.
which they were with movies and different things, but without
And now what the fuck are they doing?
they're
Making
not-
money off of clothes.
Yeah,
Walmart clothes, dude. They're making money.
yeah.
Have they even been on the new series yet?
But
No.
no, they haven't. They won't because they don't act anymore. It's not that they don't want to. They're not.
They don't have to, is the thing.
Yeah.
they're-
The
and
last
they
time I
don't-
saw one of them act, I don't remember which one it was. One of them was on an episode of Weeds. That was the last time I've seen one of
But
them.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. They're so far removed from that like lifestyle, that culture
Yeah.
that's.
Well, they don't
familiar
want to
to
be a part of it anymore, I don't think.
No, I
really
think
can't
that
blame
they
them.
still,
Yeah.
but they still, I think, have a mutual respect for the creators, the cast, and everything. But
Well, I'm
think
sure they do. They're the only reason why they have a name.
And lots of money.
right, but I think they're so
Money,
far.
yeah.
Didn't they
Because
sue
they-
their parents for their money or something?
Did
Oh,
they?
holy fuck, people. I forgot tonight was time change. Is it tonight time change?
Yeah, it's 3:05 right
I just
now.
went to fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
All of a sudden, it's like that's
Whoa.
almost nope. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah,
Fuck.
this
Holy
is
shit,
a
I
spring
didn't wa-
forward.
I thought
Yep.
that would have been a celebrating moment. We could have watched it like change
Yeah.
to 3 o'clock.
Yeah, like New Year's, but it's way worse. It's like
Well, that
shit,
is
it's an hour ahead.
guys.
So it's now
Yeah.
officially past my bedtime. So let's
Well, I
wrap it
already
up.
knew that was gonna happen. I'm not gonna have sleep no matter what.
Oh, fuck. I gotta get up in the morning and shit.
All I've done today is
So
sleep.
we're going back to the Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Babies
This
don't
one-
help, so
Yeah.
Hold on.
Been there, done that.
Damn babies don't sleep.
No.
they don't. They suck.
Hopefully your baby's not colicky because
He's not. At least not now. He's
Knock on wood.
I heard something fall.
almost a year he's old, so he's
Hold
almost
on,
a years old. That's what I said. A years. That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
It is now.
What are you trying to say about Ash vs. Evil Dead Smoothie?
So
I don't know.
Yes, I saw that information or that episode. That information.
Yeah.
Do I think it was as off the wall or crazy as they said? Yes, but that's what I expect.
Yeah, exactly. I would expect nothing less from Ash vs. Evil Dead.
After seeing that morgue scene,
Yep.
so
Well,
or scene 2,
Yeah.
that
You don't
seeing
know
that
if it's gonna
scene-
end because here's the thing. They don't renew shit until like halfway through the season's done filming, so
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yep.
Or
That's
even,
not like
even later than that sometimes.
like with the season 1 finale of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Like you could tell that the ending of it was like abruptly changed to accommodate a season 2 coming, to where when they first filmed it, they had obviously kind of like wrapped it up at the end of season 1, but then
They probably
did
had no
renew.
idea at the
Right.
time. Yeah.
Right. So that I was actually, the ending of season 1 was actually kind of disappointing because you could tell it was kind of rushed and it was kind of just another way to set up that they were coming back. But I mean, I was more happy that they were coming back than not. So, but it made the episode ending not be so good, or the season ending not be so good. But I mean, if this is going to be it, if that it is season 3 is going to be their last one, I hope they do finalize it, I guess.
Yeah, as long as I hope they're given the time to actually do that.
Yeah.
They're told ahead of time before writing and, the shooting, which, I mean, the season's already started, so they probably are already wrapped.
Yeah, I think they are.
But-
They have been wrapped for a long
They
time.
had to have been.
A
Yeah,
long
so-
time, because the show was supposed to start a few months back, but then somebody bought Stars and like ownership changed and shit, and then
Oh,
that
fair
ended up
enough.
like delaying, and that's why they're worried that it might get canceled now because this new company bought them or whatever.
The new company bought them, and their ratings aren't as great as they were in their first season, I guess.
I think.
Well, I mean, as long as sometimes that doesn't always matter because they
As long as the ratings are good enough to still make money, then
Well, it's not only that, but they know that they have a fan base. They can actually, even if they like cut the budget in half and they say you can have like 5 episodes, that's always better than just like having it cut off with no resolution.
The good thing about
hopefully that can at least happen. They can have a resolution.
I think a good thing about like Evil Dead fans too is that like we buy the physical media also.
Yeah.
Because the horror collectors like to buy that kind of shit. So like I pay for Stars while it's on TV, and then I buy the Blu-ray the day that it comes out. And I think a lot of other people do that too. So
Horror fans are just like metalheads, basically.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
And
Slayer is gonna have more shows, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, they already announced it.
Go
I
on.
think, yeah.
They did, and 2 of them are gonna be near me, and that's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
It's and I agree with, we're going back to, I know we're talking about Slayer now, but we're going back to Ash vs. Evil Dead.
They got
We're
Lemmy,
wrapping the
they got
goddamn
Behemoth,
show,
They
people.
got
we
Go
are
on.
wrapping because now it's like 4.
we get it.
Yeah, Brian Taggart fell asleep about an hour ago.
Hey, I didn't expect anything less of Brian.
That's a normal howdy radio. But we're not Howdy Radio.
This is not Howdy Radio
podcast.
I think back to Ash vs. Evil Dead. I think if any downfall, it is signing on with a company like Stars. Those Stars is the one to throw the money, but limiting yourself to something that you have to like. You have to.
There's no fucking other reason to have Stars. Like if you're gonna pay for a fucking movie service, then you're not gonna fucking buy Stars. You're gonna buy.
They usually have all right movies.
Dude, I mean, but compared to like HBO or Showtime, I feel like
compared to HBO, no.
Yeah.
No, but I think Star as looking through because I'm paying the subscription for just the Stars online piece or whatever.
Just for Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's $8.99.
That's why I'm paying for it.
That's not bad. $8.99 is not bad.
And I get the movies, like watch them on the Xbox.
I mean, I already pay for HBO, so
right, and that's what I'm saying. So in terms of like watching, for just this show, it's good, but limiting people who might want to watch it behind something that they have to pay an extra $15 on their cable bill for.
Well, here's the thing. They do Stars. Anyway,
but Stars also has that thing through Amazon. Is that what you're gonna say?
Well, yeah, they have it through Amazon. They also apparently they have some of their shows, obviously through Netflix, because Ash vs. the Evil Dead's there. They'll probably have all the seasons there when it's done.
But with Amazon,
they'll have season 3.
But with the Amazon to that piece, it's the same thing as the Stars app. You add,
it is.
You're paying,
it's adding to the Amazon app, which is you're already paying for Prime, and then you're paying for Stars. So it's really you're not really saving money.
Well, like I said, I'm paying through the app thing. Like I don't have it to my cable plan, so I'm paying $8.99 versus $16.99.
Yeah, I did mine through my cable, and it's like $15 a fucking month. I don't know why I did it that way.
And if
sucks.
Right, and if I wanted to do away with cable, I could literally take, because I think HBO is like about the same thing.
Well, you wouldn't be able to watch your precious Walking Dead if you did it that way, though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I can go through Vudu because they like offer the season pass, and I can buy.
You can watch it the next day if you wanted to watch it illegally.
Right.
Well, I can watch, but I can watch it legally,
or even legally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I paid.
Cool.
Through Vudu, which is this streaming service, you can buy this like the season pass. I could pay $25 for the whole season. Then I own the season, so I have them to watch at my leisure. And I can't watch it the day it comes out, but I can watch it the next day.
Yeah,
and that's one of those shows that you have to watch when it's live, so you have to have cable.
Right, that's the way they proceed.
I don't think people are talking about it as much as they used to, though.
No, definitely not. But
they're not. I've enjoyed
the people that still watch The Walking Dead still want to watch it live, though.
Yeah, I do enjoy watching.
Just like Game of Thrones, yeah.
I like Ash vs. Evil Dead. I like watching it on the Stars app because like it's on at like 9 o'clock. It's on the same time as Walking Dead is.
Yeah,
but it's on the app like that morning. Like tomorrow morning when I wake up, like it'll already be on the app.
The nice thing, because last week I actually stayed awake for The Walking Dead, the full episode, and I'm still
well done.
And thank you. I'm still enjoying it, so I watched it, and then everybody went to bed. I had to go to poop like I always have to do before I go to bed.
Well, I mean, after watching The Walking Dead, I'm sure everyone just has to purge that.
Let it go. But I went in there and
for the love of God, can we wrap this fucking episode?
I'm
ready for bed. I'm so tired.
We're tired tying it back. So I went.
We've only been doing this for almost 3 hours. Come on.
I know this is so long.
Awesome. I went back in, and when I went down the set before I
take a shit, yes, go on.
I went back. I opened the Stars app, and there was a new episode, so I was able to watch. And because it's short, I was able to crack out an episode while I was taking the dump.
Did you watch the sperm bank episode from the shitter?
Oh, I did.
That's awesome.
Right after the
you watch a full episode while you're taking a shit.
Half hour. That's normal for me.
My butt would have been so
you got a
fucking
fucking hemorrhoid or something up there now at this point, dude.
Bring my bottle of water in and turn the lights off. And
you're that number 2 who's boss.
You have a bottle of water while you take a shit, dude. That is dedication to your craft of crapping.
Oh, look at that. See, episode 3 is already on the Stars app right now. So
No,
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Well,
new
anyway,
already on there?
Yeah,
let me
episode
cut this off.
303, Apparently Dead, is already on there. Yeah.
So I can
Let
watch
me
it.
cut this off right here.
I
Yeah.
don't even
I'm
have
cutting
to
this
stop
off.
to watch it. Hooray!
We're ending this. Shut the fuck up, Smoothie.
We're going to sit here and watch the new episode together.
Screen sharing,
Um,
baby.
I want to end this with saying thank you for everyone that's listening, watching. Please tell people about it. Give us a retweet. Give us a shout out on your Twitters, Instagrams, Facebooks, Veros.
I think we had the most
Snapchat.
viewers that we've had so far tonight. I think we did actually pretty well tonight.
2?
We had 2 at one time, yes, but we had a couple come and go.
All right. Well, everyone that's listening, watching, whatever, please just say hello. We're going to have to do this on our Facebook page, just so you know.
Hold on.
Facebook, Instagram. We're going to have to actually plug this.
We are.
See if we can have people. So that's our goal for this week. When this releases, we're going to plug it properly. I'll try to remember to plug it on Reddit as well.
Reddit.
Yes,
I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget. You're gonna have to remind me.
We'll try.
Okay. Shh. Real quick before we go.
Yeah.
We didn't plug everything.
Real quick is like 20 minutes.
Real quick before we go, why the fuck can't I play my 3DS games on my Wii U?
or whatever the fuck you're bitching about that makes no sense. Go.
We're gonna start with
Why
that.
can't I have Sega Genesis?
God damn it! Give me that Sega CD.
No, we're not going down the rabbit hole. Taggart,
My goddamn Game Gear game should be able to play.
Give us your plugs.
Plug yourself, Taggart.
Plug yourself like anally, and with your tags.
What's happening?
Yeah, we're giving social media tags now. Go, Taggart. You're first.
Oh, I suck at social media, but tag 78 is usually what I go through with anything.
All right. So that's that Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yep.
All right.
I don't ever post on Facebook, so I don't.
Smoothie.
You
you have the most social media sites, so
this is going to take
them all.
Search Smoothie and you'll find me. No, but for real, you can find me on Vero now. Newest and greatest INC dash.
You'll find him on the Nintendo blog bitching about how he can't play his 3D.
You can find me there.
Same
Smoothie
name.
101902. That's GameCube game, whatever game.
GameCube one. I don't think they have an actual.
You want to find me on the GameCube?
Anyway,
fuck you, nigga. We play it. Oh shit.
Wherever you're listening,
You'll hear that on the live version. God damn it, we need to stop this.
find me mostly at INC Smoothie Entertainment on YouTube. That's my big cash cow.
All right,
Go ahead,
Brandon.
somebody.
Captain Howdy 1027. I'm exclusively on Vero now. I've deleted all my other accounts. I'm all in.
Oi. Woo-woo.
I
That's
don't
it.
remember what I am on Vero. I think I'm at the garbage bin there, and Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me on the Facebooks if you really want to, which I think everyone that's listening probably already is following me there. But if you're new, find me at the garbage bin everywhere else.
Always by the garbage bin.
And on Twitter, another web show another web show. Because I have 2 Twitters because
It's confusing.
Why the hell not?
Fuck.
And it's not even like
But,
one of them is like your porn account. They're just like,
One I'll switch to just be a Jackass. That's usually another web show.
gotcha. All right, well, this is the longest episode we've done yet.
Yeah.
I think it was one
This
of
is
the
the most
best.
rambly, drunk ass episode we've done.
It was a
we're
really
almost
good
at 3
episode.
hours.
Though.
Do we do 8 more minutes just for 3 hours sake?
Nope,
All
we're
right.
going to bed.
Fair enough.
We're going to bed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please retweet. Please just give us a shout out wherever you're listening from.
We're going places, baby.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those things. Vero, apparently, Google.
For the next couple weeks till it fades out.
On Google, whatever the hell it is.
Plus.
Google Plus, that's the one. I keep forgetting the name of it because no one uses it besides Smoothie. Smoothie, you still do that, right?
What?
Use Google Plus.
Whoop, whoop.
I'll take that as a yes. Find us at the Howdy Inc. YouTube page. That's where we're currently streaming, and you can watch us if you so choose to for whatever fucking reason. But that's where you can find this podcast. Find us on Google Play. Find us on Apple. Are we doing anything else? Are we gonna try and get Stitcher? I know we have to pay for it, but do we want to do that?
I don't want to pay for it.
Stitcher. I don't think you have to
So Google Play and Apple Music.
No, you don't have to pay for Stitcher. We'll figure that out.
You gotta pay
Alright.
if you want more than like the last most 1 or 2 current episodes.
Well,
Hey.
considering we have 4.25, I think we'll be all right.
Hey, if we get to 100 something,
If we get to 100, I will, and we actually have people that
I'll
listen
show
to
my
us. I will pay for it personally.
It'll be awesome. One
I'll
day,
show-
guys,
Alright.
we'll get there.
I'll
Can we
show-
name this episode "Fuck Daylight Savings Time"?
Fuck daylight savings time. Fuck
There you go.
daylight. Fuck farmers. That's what we're calling
Fuck
it.
farmers.
Fuck Bureau.
Fuck farmers. Fuck farmers. Fuck bureau. Fuck your mom. All right.
Have a good night.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, thanks for sitting there listening to us.
Taggart, thanks for letting me interrupt everyone. And next week, hopefully, we're doing this again, which we are because I say so.
Hey,
If
real
it's
quick,
not next week, it'll be the week after. If it's not the week after, it'll probably be the week after that because we're adults. We have lives. I'm tired.
Oh my god, it never stops.
All right.
real
We're going to
quick,
do this
before we go-
again.
Wait, before we go, I won't be here next week, so you can find the replacement. You can maybe get Kyle on of Iconoclash. Have some
All
more
right.
talk.
We're putting the word out. Whoever wants to do this for a long ass fucking time, be Brandon and
Hey, it's
question mark.
good,
We'll do this again. All right.
good radio. Good radio right here.
All right. Question mark. We're calling you out for this episode.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop whoop. Indeed, you motherfucker. And I'm hitting stop.
Good night, y'all.
Damn, that was an episode.
That was
Yeah,
insane.
I think I
Christ.
honestly think it worked out freaking well.
It was a great episode, no doubt about it.
There was a lot of
I
debate,
drank a
a
natty
lot of
daddy,
arguing, a lot of
natty
interjecting.
bottle, half a bottle I had of fire.
Nice job.
Bye
Drank
bye, Fireball.
and shit.
I wonder I got you ranting like a motherfucker.
Oh, we're still live. Hey.
Oh yeah, we're still on the YouTube.
Hey everyone, you're getting the post show.
Yeah.
Everyone being I know at 3:22 in the morning.
Well, at one point, your
Plus-
brother was listening. At one
was.
point, my buddy Lee was watching. So we had those two at least. Huh?
Aaron was listening.
He
was.
posted something in the chat.
Damn it! I turned off the. What I want to say is the other week I was all set to dig in on him about Medea because of his podcast that he was doing, where they made fun of
that
him.
dumb fucking joke that we made once and now it's never ended.
Were you in on that? Were you there?
I was on that podcast for
Were you?
that.
I didn't even realize you were on that. Yes,
I was one of the proponents for the Medea dumb joke.
but I never let it go. Every time I see, I've taken pictures and sent it to him when I see it in the stores, and I was all I had it written down.
All right,
set.
so when this comes out, how are we promoting this? Are we gonna go full out this time? Because we need to
Yeah.
at some point,
I got
right?
Vero. I got Vero locked down.
We'll put it on Vero. You got the 70-something
I'll se-
listeners.
I'll send it to Fago.
Are we?
I'll do
Are we
that.
going?
To
You go
figure-
ahead and send it. We have enough Juggalo talk. I think it'll work. Are we gonna go full Facebook? All of us put it on our profiles. Are we doing that?
I haven't posted on my Facebook in so fucking long, man.
I'll put it on our face. The
All three of us can see it. Yeah, on the
Yeah,
group.
if we do that shit, it don't do no good.
put it on the Howdy Inc. Facebook.
I mean, the Howdy Inc. Facebook has like 20 people on it or something.
But when you
So I'm at our individual profiles.
Right, I know what you're talking about, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. Like, I haven't posted on Facebook in forever.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
you have enough people as friends, right?
Yeah.
We each do.
I don't think I have enough people that would actually be when I post stuff. Like I get one like.
Yeah.
I haven't posted
Not-
on Facebook in like 2 years, so everybody be like, "Holy shit, Brandon posted on Facebook."
Yeah, let's find out what he had to say. It's a
Unless you
really awesome podcast that I'm going to listen to forever now.
Unless you know the people who are listening. Like I know my audience on there. there may be like one or two exceptions, but most of them wouldn't care.
That's what I'm like kind of worried about with me and Taggart starting this wrestling podcast is like for this, like our audience is just like each other essentially. Like same with like Howdy Radio. Like you guys are the ones that listen to it. So like now we're starting a wrestling podcast and like I know you guys like aren't really that into wrestling. So I'm like, I don't know that we'll have an audience whatsoever. Like, when
hard to say. You'll have to actually plug it in some
exactly.
different
We'll
spots.
actually have to like get it out to the wrestling community, which is hopefully what we'll do.
That's where I think it lies. Like, I don't think even on our personal Facebooks, like I might get like when I do like one of my own.
Hard to say, because I have people that might actually give a shit enough to see at least what the fuck I'm doing.
But I think it's discretion wise. Like, I don't think like even people I know, like if I post a video of my like YouTube, like a vlog, I'll get one like on it.
Hey, I got an idea. What about like I like the way that Kyle has been doing his Iconoclash thing. Like he'll post on his Facebook and it'll be like a 2.5 minute like clip of something like that was like the best, funniest part of the episode or something.
Who's gonna edit that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we would go about doing that. Like, yeah.
I'm just gonna post this and I'm gonna be like, hey, well, watch this.
I would have
listen
no
to
problem.
it here or there, whatever.
I would have no problems doing that, but I want to make sure it's going to be fruitful, at least.
It's probably not gonna be.
But I'm saying if I put the time into it, I want to know that.
But let's also remember that even if we have no fucking audience, it's still fun to just sit here and fucking bullshit with each other.
Oh, yeah, I have fun.
That's basically what it's been.
Yeah. I like hanging out and talking. So
Yeah.
but for now, I'm going to fucking bed because it's 3:30 in the goddamn
Yeah.
morning.
Once
We're
this
gonna-
comes out, we'll figure it out. We'll be in the chats.
Hold on one second. 1 second. 20 minutes.
Hold on
Go
a
for
second.
All
So
right,
no, hold on a
what?
second.
1 second.
So I just realized that I'm talking to you guys and you guys are hearing me talk, right?
I
Yeah.
certainly am.
I just realized that my microphone has no fucking thing plugged into the back of it.
You're talking through your headphones.
So I've been listening to
So-
you talk through your speaker
I
or
didn't
your
know that.
internal.
I didn't know that happened. That's weird. I just looked and I was like, there's no
I
fucking
guess I really didn't notice a huge difference, to be honest.
I'm glad that there wasn't.
It looks like that picture of the Rock and the turtleneck with the
Plug it in. Let's hear the difference.
Okay.
Even though you want to go to bed,
I really do.
plug that fucker in.
Hey, we're
See
still
the
live.
difference.
There's probably nobody watching. So
No,
Yeah,
there's not
everyone's
right
gonna
now.
Now every audience member is gonna know magic behind.
Okay, now it's on my other mic.
Okay, it does sound a little better.
that sounds a little better. But
Damn, I didn't realize the fucking cord came out. I'm glad that it didn't just interrupt me. I'm glad it just picked up the other
Well,
mic.
next week when
I'm
it's
glad
me
that
and
your
you,
headphones
and probably me and you, we'll it'll sound good.
no, try and get Taggart if you want to come back next week. You should.
I mean, whoever wants to fucking
Yeah.
join us.
For sure. I will
Oh.
reach out to Kyle just because I'd like to get
Kyle,
Kyle on an
sure.
You
episode.
guys do this
Kyle,
about the same time every week?
11
If you-
o'clock has been our time on Saturday nights, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
If you
usually-
want to, Brandon, if you want to do anything earlier, I will.
Okay, that's a good possibility.
All right.
If you want me on,
We'll talk. We'll talk.
I said to my wife that I was asking. I said the reason I do
My
it,
wife.
well, the reason I do it later is because when people are awake here because of where I'm at, my office or my studio,
Your hoarder
the
room.
living room's right above me. So if they're up when I'm recording this, I'm going to hear everything's going to be picked up by the mic. I know at 11 they're in bed. I can kind of just come down here and be.
I mean, I didn't hear anything last week when you heard all the noise that was going on upstairs.
So maybe if we want to go early, I mean we can. But I like that. I just like this time. I like it because it's later. They're in bed.
Everyone, there's nothing going on. You don't have to worry about it anyway.
I can go from here. I can go up to bed.
Yeah,
Godfrey, there's no. All right, now it's time to go do tuck in or whatever.
fair enough.
Kind of do this. I enjoy the time.
Well, we won't be up until 3:30 because it's not going to be daylight savings
yeah,
time any other
technically.
time.
2:30. We wouldn't.
You
the
did
hour-
2:30. We don't usually go more than an hour and a half. At almost 2 hours. We almost
No,
went
but the
3
first
hours
part
this
of
week.
Well, I mean, I guess because of the daylight. Or maybe it's because of the daylight.
No, we did 3 hours.
We did an hour and a half on the fucking Wii U.
No. I understand that. The first time I went up to go to pee, though, I was surprised where we were at, I was like, oh shit! It felt like we were talking for longer
right.
than we were. I was
I'm
like,
going to
Well,
bed.
we still are. So,
Going to bed. Good show, everybody.
all right.
Hold on.
I'm glad we did this. We'll do this again next week, or someone will.
So figure out who you're with. If I can, I'll try. Maybe if I can, where we're at, if I get reception, because we're, I'm in church retreat, whatever. We're out at an actual camp, like campsite. If I have reception, maybe if I'll pop out,
Right.
maybe say hello.
Bagger,
Yeah,
you do
just-
it next
just
week.
pop out
So
of
we know
nowhere.
we'll have 3, and then I'll also see if Kyle wants to, just because I want to get him on the
Yeah,
show.
if you guys want me on, I'm back on.
For
Let's
sure.
get fucking Kyle too, for sure.
Yep.
We'll try at least. I'm
Yep.
sure he can.
Yeah, probably. Alrighty, fellas.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.
Real.